What's up, Chase? Yeah, I actually I'm gonna set up streaming to be Wednesday through Sundays, starting at 10 a.m. Central. I'm gonna swap over to a morning if I am able to, but I'm able to schedule shit out now. So, hell yeah, today's gonna be a one-off, and then we're gonna swap over to mornings. Get some consistent streaming going. Yeah. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. Doing good, bro. Yeah, the weather's been amazing. I'm super excited for this fall. How's everyone doing? Chixie enjoying the weather. How's the weather over in Dominican? United States is finally seeming to cool down. Yeah, fuck your sleep schedule. Right. Let's get into it. Hopefully, do a lot more questioning today instead of telling. See if we can't have a conversation where someone like a human being tries to talk like a human being, I should say, to try and convince us to believe in something. I know that I believe John is live, a few others are live, but I think we should be able to pick up some good stragglers. Bobble Guy's live, Peterson's live. Got a few live. It's okay. We'll pick up the stragglers from their streams. I'm just waiting for my grocery delivery in a couple hours. Hell yeah. Collective Dismal made a video on you. I have no clue who that is. Collective Dismal. Is he the... Oh, he made the video reacting to our debate where he like failed absolutely miserably and then used like 1,000,001 fallacies and made a video and got roasted by his own comments. Oh, That was funny. I was gonna make a video in response to him, but his comments were fucking him up enough. I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave it there. What's up, man?
No, obviously Jay Dyer's better than me.
Prepare for trouble and
Know
make
who
it
that
double.
is. Why do you guys change your
You don't know
names
who
so
Jay Dyer
much?
is?
You guys change your names all the I don't know who's
We've
who.
had the same name for a decent bit now.
What, a week? Who's who?
It's been at least a month.
Yeah.
I know Jaden is
Alright,
Sin.
hold on. Who's on bottom right now?
Jaden's hopping up. Alright. Like Tomax, and I have no clue what any of these names are. Believe in me, and that's how I find your channel. I'm going to make a characterized tray.
Wait.
Cody, I'll make this very
Not the
simple for you to
default-
understand.
Oh, atheism is not the default condition. Yeah, he was literally completely objectively wrong. To be an atheist means you don't have a belief in a god or gods. Babies are born without belief systems, therefore are born. 100% of all babies are born as a quote-unquote atheist because they don't have a belief system. Therefore, they don't have a belief in a god. Like, the dude is so stupid.
Look, the one above
they have a justified true belief in God. Obviously.
sure. But the one above me is Ultra. The one above Ultra is 4D. Every time you see AES, it's 4D.
Kali is, okay. Why do Christians keep trying to redefine what
Khaleesi?
atheist
Oh
is?
my god,
I
it's
don't know.
Khaleesi.
I don't know
Jesus
what Khaleesi
Christ,
is.
man.
Listen, I pronounce it the same way, brother. You ain't
Alright.
wrong.
What would evidence about God even look like? And I highly doubt if such even exist. Never accepted. I would accept it if it existed. So evidence for God, I mean, it really depends on what kind of a God you believe in. If you believe that God made the universe, we'd have to have some empirical data showing that the universe didn't exist and then was created by a magical unicorn. If he created the earth, same thing. Photograph would be fucking awesome. Some sort of atom showing God's hand would be awesome. Something, literally fucking anything, but it doesn't exist. I mean, if we had evidence of it, I'd believe in it. Doesn't mean I'd follow it.
I'm gonna be heading out. I have some shit I gotta do. Decided to stop up and say I
don't fucking lie.
No,
You're the
I'm
biggest
going
chud of all chuds, bro. You've
Literally,
got nothing.
bro.
You
Like,
look
you don't have
AI?
anywhere to be.
Okay.
You
I mean,
look
I
like
think that's
AI.
one
What the fuck does that even mean?
No fucking idea.
You just complimented him.
Jaden, are you
It's
leaving
not
or staying?
compliment.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Okay.
Talk to
Oh
you.
my.
Deuces.
He came up here to waste time, bro. That's why we hate him. Ugh.
Yeah, whoever
I'll
that
just-
guy is that made a video on me, don't spread hate to him. But I mean, if you're gonna comment, just let him know what an atheist is. Cody looks like a cool dude who makes the boys jelly. All the boys.
Ah, I've got fucking cramp in my side. Oh my god.
Hot.
That's not funny.
Hey, listen, it's better than getting a cramp mid-roll while somebody's sitting on top of you.
I've had that a few times, bro. Like,
All studies and
okay,
all
I've
measurements are
recovered.
from within the box. You can't prove or deny anything outside.
You just push
I
through
can
the
deny anything that's unjustified. Yeah, I can. Absolutely. Until you prove
all
something is
studies
outside of the
and
box, I
all
have no
measurements
justification to
are
believe in it.
from within the box, you cannot prove or deny
If by
anything
box you mean
outside.
universe, why the fuck would I believe anything exists outside of it?
Come on.
Carnap, head ass.
You'll never be calm.
The God is all
I
powerful.
don't know. Lily Bean sounds like Carnap.
Oh, true. Maybe they're on just a different level.
No, like I got a cramp like last week while rolling with my coach, and I started punching the crap out of my hip, trying to fix
That's
that
not
shit.
how you fix cramps. But
Do you
I
base
mean,
your
that's a
life in
good try.
proof? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Proof, by definition, is evidence and facts leading to true conclusions. Everyone has a belief based in something that they consider to be evidence. You don't choose your beliefs. No, you don't? Yeah, I do. 100% of
Cliff
everything I believe is
Connectly.
based on...
Calm down.
everything I believe is based on evidence. So, if there's not evidence for something, I drop it.
You should come
This
up,
guy's gonna.
JPH.
I bet this guy's gonna come up and be like, you have faith that the pharmacist.
Prove
You
your
have
senses
faith
are not
that when
telling
you
you
turn
false
the
info?
keys in your car. Oh my god! Come
All right,
on,
wonderful.
soldiers line.
The
Oh my
proof,
lord.
the proof that my senses are not giving me false info is the fact that all peer-reviewed study has a justification behind what I'm seeing. I can test my senses against reality, which is objective and does not change. They could be deceiving, correct, and you can test it. If it is deceiving you, it will fail the test. This is called common sense. If you go to your local library, you can pick up a book and learn about it. Host still doesn't understand what evidence is. I know you don't understand definitions. It's okay. Evidence by definition is facts and information
Johnny,
leading to a
come
true
up.
conclusion.
Johnny, come up. You're talking too much in chat, bro. You can come up. It's not difficult.
Turn on live chat. I had the wrong chat up on YouTube again. My apologies, guys. Existence is evidence. You can't provide a better
Okay,
explanation.
you know what,
for
Johnny? I'll
existence.
answer you, right?
I exist because
So,
of evolution. That's the perfect
evidence
explanation.
first is a phenomenal conservativist. Okay, he thinks that his seemings are accurate until a defeater is presented. Okay, we could just ask the same question for your view, which is that even with a god, how would you be able to confirm your senses? Especially considering you're Catholic, and Catholics perceive that like Satan is a real person who deceives people. So,
Dreamscape,
in.
why should I accept your definition when you refuse and are incapable of accepting my definition? The philosophical definition is that which raises the probability of something. Why should I grant that? Why don't you grant mine, the actual Oxford Dictionary definition, which is what the colloquial majority of population uses? Why is yours correct and mine is false? Let's use our brains here. You need to provide a justification for why I should grant your metaphysics. You need to provide a justification for why I should believe in your God. You have a lot of work to do. Burden shifting doesn't work on me. I shut it the fuck down and you're going to cry like a bitch in my chat.
W, let's go.
I am a low tier host, so then fuck off. I'm low tier. Move on to someone high tier. Nothing can be proven? Yeah, they can. Facts and information leading to true conclusions is the definition of proving something. Facts and evidence. Facts and
Wait,
evidence.
do you mean nothing can be proven or nothing can be proven? What do you mean by that?
Man.
Can you prove that nothing can be proven?
Also, I mean, by the way, just to be clear, if you're hitting the, I can only prove myself to myself. Yeah, can you demonstrate how you demonstrate you exist to yourself? I'm just kind of curious.
I don't believe in objective morals, so that's kind of funny.
Johnny, so you're telling me that you do not have arguments, you do not exist, and since you do not exist, we don't have to take any of your objections as serious? Okay, well, that's interesting. Thank you for that take.
I get hated on by losers like you, Dreamscape. How about you request up and have an argument? My circle likes me. The other circles don't like me.
Oh shit. Dreamscape came up.
All right, Dream. You here to have an argument or are you here to talk shit?
Well, I was talking shit in the chat, but I guess I'll have an argument with you now that I'm up here.
I don't know if it makes sense. You said you don't believe in a god.
Yeah, I don't.
So then we're friendlies.
Yeah, I mean, we can be friendlies. I just think that your use of evidence doesn't really encompass the types of arguments that would be given in favor of a god.
I couldn't care less. They don't provide any justification for me to accept their definition of evidence, so why should I? That's stupid.
What do you mean by justification?
Justification. You don't know what justification is? Do I need to bring up the dictionary
I'm asking
definition?
what you mean by justification,
Jordan
since
Peterson,
you
I don't
use
play
evidence
semantic
wrong.
games.
Well, then you just don't understand how these arguments work.
Wonderful. Low tier. Go to someone else. If you're incapable of understanding what words mean, we're not going to have human English conversation. You have to understand words to have a conversation. I don't do semantic bullshit.
What do you mean by that?
So do you believe in a god or not? Are you considered an agnostic if you just don't give a shit? I'm an agnostic. You got your philosophical and then the actual definition. I would be considered a Gnostic atheist. The majority of atheists are agnostic, though. Request up, Johnny. No, you can't. You're muted until you request up. I'm here to have conversations. What's up, Get Out?
Is this live like a fever dream or something, like unironically?
Sometimes.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
What's up, Nika? Nassar, yeah, request up, man. Bro tried to get restricted. Oh, was that a car? I thought it was a game. That's funny. I thought he was playing like Forza or something.
I don't think that was a car. I'm pretty sure that was a game.
It looked like a game. But, it might have been a car. Really cool digital dash. Yeah, that's my biggest thing, guys, is if you accept a different work, you need to provide some justification on why I should accept your definition. I can argue with the philosophical definition of evidence. I can argue with the actual Oxford definition. Just, you got to request up and provide an argument and not talk shit with ad homs. If you're just going to come in here and say, oh, you're the low there, you're great argument, bro. I'm a believer. Congratulations. Like, just fucking, you should believe in God because of XYZ. Wonderful. I don't accept X because of. What do you think about that? Oh, well, you should accept X because of. This is called conversation. Why would you claim evolution proves existence so you don't even know what evolution is and you want a debate channel? What? Did I say that? No, evolution's a great explanation for why we exist, is what I believe I said. If I did not, I'm correcting myself now. Evolution is an explanation for why we are here, how we got here. What's up, Broken? This motherfucker doesn't even know what he says. I just corrected myself if I said it incorrectly. So there you go. Do you want to provide an argument or keep crying? Christians are in short supply these days, it seems. Nah, they're just over on Bible Guy right now. What's up, Sober? How's it going, brother? I may be a motherfucker, but I'm your motherfucker. I'd provide an argument, and you had to run away. What argument did you provide? All you're doing is crying. Provide an argument. Request up on TikTok, or I can provide the YouTube link to call in. I'll provide the YouTube link to call in real quick.
Can YouTube even hear us? I assume not.
No, they can't, sadly. Whoopsie! Why is it not letting me? There you go. That's the link to call in. It's going to be pinned in chat. All right, Joseph, request up. Let's have a conversation about it. Existence is proof God exists. No, it's not. Existence of us is proof that we exist. Existence of the universe is proof that the universe exists. It's not a causal mechanism or any way, shape, or form linking or correlating to a God at all. You have to provide demonstration that a God exists separate of things existing. Belly, you remember that conversation? That's funny. Some in YouTube chat said they were... What? Was Joseph planning on requesting up? Waiting for you, man. You're talking a big game. Let's hear it. Let's hear the evidence. I usually avoid using the agnostic atheist label because most people associate the atheist label with believing there is zero chance for God. Yeah, that is fair that the most Christians and whatnot believe that atheist is an absolute belief that there is no such thing. What's up, Fairy Queen?
What's up, guys?
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
Oh yeah, way.
Way?
You don't know me?
You say
You
Yahweh?
don't know me? No, I said yeah.
Oh, Yahweh.
Yahweh. No, yes, I am.
No, I don't know you. What's up?
Guy knows me. Sorry.
Oh, you're
I don't
friendly.
know. I
What's
just
up,
like
Fairy
I was
Queen? How you been? How you
yeah,
been?
yeah, I'm friendly. I was cruising through the channels, and when I cruised through, it gave me an invite to join, and the panel looked kind of empty, and I didn't know if you were just doing one-on-ones, so I just hit the request button. If you want me to drop down, I
Oh,
will.
you're good. I usually do one-on-ones, but we can at least go one at a time. Whenever there's a lot of
Yeah, for
requesters
sure.
on the panel, I allow that. And not being able to provide a reason doesn't make yours correct. Wait, what? Request up for what? I already provided you the argument, and you have no way to combat it. I did combat it. You said that existence is evidence for God, and I said, no, it isn't. Existence, us existing, is evidence of us existing. The universe existence is evidence of the universe existing. To provide evidence that a God has anything to do with that, you have to provide evidence independent of the existence of the universe, justifying the existence of a God. Just because I exist does not mean that unicorns exist. Just because I exist does not make Bigfoot exist. Just because the universe exists does not make ET exist. You have to provide evidence for Bigfoot. You have to provide evidence for ET. That's not, you got to provide the evidence for this thing. So, yes, I did combat your argument perfectly. You should request up if you want to have a conversation. Yahweh is as real as any other god from antiquity. Valid. The universe is not proof of God. The universe is proof of the universe. You have no better explanation? Dude, you haven't even justified your explanation. You got to provide evidence that a God exists. And then you have to provide evidence that that God has anything to do with the universe. What do I want as evidence for God? That's a good question. If you had evidence, you would know what evidence. The universe is not proof. The universe is evidence of the universe. Provide evidence for God. I don't know why you're incapable of comprehending this. Is the universe existing proof that Bigfoot exists? No. So why is it proof that your magical unicorn exists? Define evidence real quick. Yeah, Oxford Dictionary is going to be facts and information leading to true conclusions. Joseph is what we call a thumb thugger. He won't come up to talk. Yeah, that's fact. I'm actually going to start ignoring him. It's kind of pathetic. I've combated and attacked his argument like 6 times now. By the way, chat, let me know if you guys are cool with early morning streams. I'm thinking of swapping over to Wednesdays through Sundays, 10 a.m. Central, i.e. tomorrow, 10 a.m. Oh, yeah, bud. It's safe to say, whatever the answers are to this world, it's certainly not found in mainstream or non-mainstream religion for that matter. They could have answers, they just don't have any justification to back them. Why is human conscious the only thing that can question the universe and why we are here? I don't know. My love for sausage is proof for God.
Pause.
How do they know that we're the only things that can actually have these questions?
That's true
Like-
too.
There could be others. We don't know.
Yeah, mathematically, there's definitely other life. But there's
Good
never going to
equations
be
for the
God
win.
literally riding across the sky because there is need for faith. Scott, mundane questions don't give any evidence of God. There might be aliens. I'm positive there's going to be some sort of life on other planets. Yeah.
So I had this cool conversation the other day. I don't know if can I talk?
Yeah,
I don't
go
know.
for it.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Okay. I had this cool conversation the other day, and we were just talking about it again this morning, my partner and I, about because sometimes I talk about transhumanism on my own panels, and we were talking about like the ability to live for 250, 300 years, something like that, just a long time, right? And what we were discussing was the possibility that other things on this planet have consciousness that is complex like ours. But because of the nature of those things, like a tree, for example, which lives hundreds of years, sometimes thousands of years, um, or other things that have like very, very short lifespans, like a bug, for example, he lives only a week, right? That it is possible that they have complex thoughts. We simply cannot perceive them because we do not live long enough to watch their thought process take place in an observable fashion to us.
I see what you're saying.
Or yeah, or because they have such infinitesimally small rapid thought processes like a bug would have compared to a human, we also can't observe it because it is too short of a time span for us to be able to observe it. And that if we could live longer, like if we could found ways to extend human life, we might actually be able to perceive that other life forms on the planet have some level of consciousness, even if it wasn't as complex as humans. It could be maybe like an animal, right? Or some other more simplistic life form that exhibits some attributes, but not like, abstract thinking and meta thought and stuff like that, but still some level of consciousness.
I grant consciousness to everything with a brain.
Yeah, but what if their brain or their neural networks are not like ours? Like what if the neural networks of trees is something like the root systems that are beneath them, right?
That is fair. That is fair. I don't think that's fair to think about, sure, yeah. Because I mean that is a form of biology. My only caveat to that is gonna be there's no like, to our knowledge and our ignorance, there doesn't seem to be any way for them to process information in the way that we do, especially because our ways of processing that information are due to specific parts of the brain that we do have and they don't have one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like I think that we could also like say that like the nervous system plays into that as well, right?
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
don't see, these complex brain activities and things that don't have a nervous system as well. So
The 2-year-old stomping his feet, insisting that 2 plus 2 is 5. Ravas loves to give the argument that 2 plus 2 can equal 5.
the way that you get there though, like the way that you get there is that you have to throw out everything that we currently use in order to make logical rational arguments. So like yeah, there are forms of I guess you could say like weird abstract math or
Yeah.
philosophies, but then you can't talk about those philosophies like using classical using classical methods. You would have to talk about them in their abstract form if you were going to be arguing for the precedence of that.
Mhm.
So there's a little bit of a conflict there, I think.
It is pretty funny. I enjoy some of those conversations to some degree. Wondering if maybe we should do there is no evidence for God or I'm an atheist, changed my mind. Kind of happy with the no evidence for God one today though. Haven't done this in a minute. Man, go 2 days without streaming and all of a sudden boom. Why is
Boom what?
harm wrong under atheist worldview? Because of
That's a
empathy.
good question.
So there's a Hume's is ought problem where you have to demonstrate why something is. And to avoid that problem, I say if survival is important, then we ought to do good unto others because it helps our own survival. So we have empathy. I know what it feels like to feel pain. I cannot build a house. I cannot do the majority of things required for survival. So I need Jim across the street to survive. I know that certain things like pain, burning yourself on a stove is bad. I need Jim to be in tip-top shape to help us both survive. So therefore, it is wrong for me to allow harm to come on to him. Yeah, don't hurt Jim. This live shows
Or
how
Jimothy.
God-fearing people are and want to show the belief down people's throats. I'm pagan, but I'm not. Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe in ghosts, anything like that. But I am also a practicing witch. I do practice chaos witchcraft, because of
So
psychology.
you believe in spicy psychology.
Spicy psychology, exactly. Yep.
Amen, brother.
I love my tarot cards. Carl Jung was amazing.
I'm with you on the spicy psychology. Same thing.
It's hella awesome, isn't it? Quartz crystal doesn't do jack shit, but my brain makes it do shit.
You know what's interesting about quartz is that if you hit two pieces of quartz together, you can actually see the plasma reaction between them with your bare naked eye.
With the bare naked eye. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yep.
I only know
You
about
have to turn
quartz
out the
because of
lights,
these
but-
guys.
Because of which guy?
The
Wait, what the-
quartz
oh.
watches.
There you go.
Oh man.
Why do you have a whole handful of quartz watches?
Oh, it's one of the things I do for a living is I refurbish watches.
Oh, that's a cool job.
It's a fun one. I love it. It's super fun. Do you mind if I ask you something? Go for it, Sai. The laws of physics in the universe. Yep. Whatever Trixie said, I agree with. I don't even have to read it. Love you, Trixie. People tend to make decisions they are happier with after flipping a coin, regardless of the coin's outcome. Yeah? Okay, Sai. Cody, the horologist. Jesus Christ. Is that called horology? That's called horology, isn't it?
I literally heard Nika in my head saying horology is your mom's job.
So who is Nika? She was in chat for a second.
Oh, Nika is friendly, and she's
Okay.
often up on board agnostics channel.
yeah.
Kamiz. She's hilarious.
Kamiz is a fucking genius. All right, Jim.
I like Kamiz a lot.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, horology is clocks. I'm not like, so I've been buying watches since I was like 10 years old. Like it's been a lifelong thing that I love. I started flipping watches when I was, I don't know, just before my early 20s, and I just recently started like actually building and refurbishing them.
I think it would be cool to fix instruments like a luthier does for
Oh.
violins, but I don't play violin, so I play flute, so I would want to like learn how to like intricately fix flutes. But I think it's a very cool job to fix watches. I don't know, that sounds like something cool.
It's pretty fun. I think the nice thing is that I get to wear a new watch every day. That's the nice thing about it.
The nice thing about fixing stuff like that is that I guess I want to say like it's accurate, right? Like it has a way that it works,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to put it back into form, and then it works again, right?
Yeah.
It's
It is annoying
It's
though, like when you get into, if you're fixing the movement on a watch, and let's say like a spring is broken on it, finding and replacing that spring is obnoxious. I have my dad's
Don't they
pocket
just,
watch
like,
collection.
Have places that make those so that people that do what you do can do it.
Yeah, I would order a new one. Yeah, it's just like they're so fucking tiny, and I've got shaky ass hands.
Ooh, that's hard.
I don't believe the magic voodoo stuff, but I believe crystals and minerals possibly have benefits. There's no like actual benefit to the human biology. Like some crystals do have their, what's the word? There is like a zone that they produce some sort of a field in, but it doesn't affect our bodies at all. It's literally just purely psychology. Quartz or mechanical? All of the above. My favorite kind of a watch is going to be an automatic mechanical.
What's an automatic mechanical watch?
Yeah, so quartz crystals are going to be using a quartz and a battery to keep it running. And a mechanical watch is just going to be through the gears and mechanisms that it runs. And then when you have an automatic mechanical, it's got this little rotor in it that spins and winds itself.
Oh yeah, okay. Like when you move your wrist,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, it just auto got you.
They're pretty cool, especially when you get ones that are skeleton, and skeleton meaning like you can see through it and see all the mechanics in it.
Are the comments on your screen coming from YouTube?
Yeah, at the top of the screen is going to be YouTube, yeah.
Nice. It's
There
cool
would
that you
need to
can
be
do that.
scientific evidence. Scientific evidence for God? Yeah. Well, I don't necessarily... I don't think I hold to a firm agreement to that. Like, I know that there's certain metaphysical truths that we don't empirically prove, right? But when I really break that down, they are empirically proven as well. Like, why is a bachelor not married? Well, human beings exist. There's the empirical evidence for that. An unmarried human being exists. The way to get married is to have a contract piece of paper. So that's empirical. So the reason we know that a bachelor cannot be married is because of all the empirical data backing that. But there's definitely some things that can't be true purely metaphysically because they'd be contradictions. So I think if there was like somehow, I don't think it's possible, but if there's somehow like a purely metaphysical argument for a God's existence, that could work without any empirical data. But the problem is all these arguments about God are God made the planet, God made humans, God made the universe. These are all empirical claims that require empirical evidence.
What would you think is a good example of a purely metaphysical argument that we accept as true, but that we can't? There's no empirics behind it. Because I guess that and this is strangely, this is another thing that we were talking about this morning was I was basically kind of saying, you know, we can make syllogisms all day long that would demonstrate that God exists, but that only is true insofar as we don't define God. Because as soon as we get this syllogism, we have to at some point ask, well, what is God? Otherwise, we're talking about just about nothing, right? So we have to give it some manner of attributes. And once we give it attributes, now we enter the realm of, well, let's see this demonstrably, you know? And that can't be done. Like, we cannot bridge that gap. So it's I mean, it's great that we could argue about it philosophically all day till the cows come home, but we can't bridge that gap between we're just having a conversation, you know, often, you know, aether land,
right,
that doesn't actually move over into our world around us.
Yeah, I can't really think of one in particular for like a god, but like I think, would it be fair to say that thoughts exist is a true metaphysical, purely metaphysical claim? Like we can see that someone is thinking through an MRI machine, but we can't see the thoughts.
So I was thinking kind of along the same lines, but I'm really reticent to say either yes or no on that. Because even now, right now, our technology is developing to a point where we can project the things that people are seeing in their mind. Like if you're supposed to picture an apple, we can then project that onto a screen when they are envisioning it in their head. That's right? True. So I think it's only a matter of time before our technology becomes advanced enough that we will be able to see, you know, what people are thinking. It's moving that direction, and I just at any rate, I don't see that thought is disassociated, you know, like you were saying earlier, from any like completely disassociated from a life form with a brain. You know what I mean?
That's fair. There's also, I believe, recently Japan has been able to show dreams on a screen.
Oh my god, that would be so fucking cool.
They're creepy as hell.
Oh, be cool.
There we are. All right. TikTok is back. Is YouTube back? YouTube is back. Hell yeah. The Wi-Fi tends to go out like once a day for like a couple of seconds to a minute.
Just a little lunch break.
It's really weird. It's really good. We have Spectrum. Got 500 megabytes. It's really good. I'm rocking like 300 megs right now, but it like cuts out randomly
Jeez.
once a day. Hello, beautiful people. God interference matters. Slow down energy. The universe is energy. Energy cannot be created. Therefore, the universe was not created. Yep, exactly. I love that you're using that argument, Trixie. The source. Someone was saying something I wanted to respond to. Contradiction, like a practicing wizard that doesn't believe in magic. Yeah, I'm not a wizard first and foremost. I'm an atheist witch. Witch just means to have skill in or some sort of a practice in something to do with nature or creating something. Like that's all it really means. So no.
ways.
It's witches literally the only evil quote unquote from witches is because of Christians. Witches just fucking play with nature basically. That's all it is. You just fucking lighting candles. You blow out a candle every birthday, don't you? That's witchcraft. Congratulations. So it's just meditation, self-help, journaling, grounding yourself. Like it's all natural stuff. There's nothing supernatural about it unless you decide to input supernatural or paranormal things into it. Nothing evil about witchcraft at all.
Oh, sorry about that. That
Oh,
was
you're
really
good.
loud in the background.
You're good. Does nothing
That was
exist?
so far away from me too.
Nothingness doesn't exist. We cannot explain the existence of nothing, but can it exist? The second nothing exists, it's something, so therefore it can't. I think the only reason that we have a word for nothingness is so that we can somehow try, to some degree, to comprehend the lack of thing. Witches just put herbs together just like a seasonal meal. Yeah, like crockpot. You're throwing a bunch of dead carcass, herbs, and all sorts of shit into a cauldron, and you're stirring it and cooking it. You're doing witchcraft!
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
God so loved the world, he gave his son. God so loved the world that he sacrificed himself to save us from himself for what he was going to do to us. God so loved the world that he slaughtered innocent babies, men, women, and animals left and right, over and over and over. When I love something, I don't destroy it, so he doesn't love anything. I'm more loving than God.
I feel like it's the mafia approach, you know, like I'm here to offer you, you know, some protection against your business getting burnt down.
Right?
like by me, of course, but you know, as long as you just give me my proper dues, your business won't get burnt down. Like it's
Coercion
such a
at its
God approach.
finest. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear the
for
babies
real.
were evil. Yeah, I hate when fucking Christians say that. It's like, yeah, but they were evil. It's like, no.
What?
First and foremost, 400 years prior, the Amalekites' ancestors did something considered evil. The people that were currently destroyed didn't do those things. And also, the babies didn't fucking do shit. They were just fucking born. They just spawned. God spawn camped them.
How do people even get to a place in their minds where they can make a statement like babies are evil? What? I mean, aside from the fact that babies might actually be evil, but in reality, like
Hey, Boss Baby's pretty fucking intelligent. I'm sorry, Weeb fucking what? Let's get some muting over on Weeb? That's crazy. I'm going on tour with a band that's in the top 40 billboards for rock. That's fucking dope.
that is cool.
I'm not a massive fan of music. It's hilarious. I was actually talking the other day with my girlfriend about that. Like, I play 12 instruments, and yet I don't like listening to music very often. Not a big music person, but yet I fucking love playing instruments.
What instruments do you play?
Name one. I mean, they're all the same.
The hurdy-gurdy.
The fuck?
You don't know what hurdy-gurdy is?
No.
Oh yeah, they sound like a kind of like a whiny stringed instrument. They kind of have a whine to them, but you hold it like across your forefront, usually with a strap because they're big, and then you play it kind of like a piano with one hand while turning a crank with the other hand.
Huh.
Which creates like a droning sound, like a nee, and then you play the music with the other hand. It's a kind of a medieval Elizabethan era instrument somewhere in there.
That's pretty
They
cool.
sound pretty cool though. They are cool sounding. I confess. Okay, let's see. So how about trombone?
No. Play baritone.
Oh, the big.
I'm big as fuck.
Sousa.
My favorite is gonna
Oh.
be drums and guitar, though. Anything like that. So like piano,
Drums are
violin,
good.
drums, djembe, cajon, piano. I said piano.
What's a cajon?
It's like a box djembe. It's like
Oh, okay.
djembe's more like a bassy sound, and a cajon's more like a snare sound.
Oh, nice. Okay. I love drums. Drums are good.
I like
Watching
drums a
drum
lot.
corps is very cool.
Drums are definitely my favorite. That and the guitar. I heard you can play a mean skin flute. What is a skin flute?
A skin flute is a someone's genitalia.
Oh. Flute needs more holes. Grab a drill first. I did play flute in school. I didn't fucking like it, so. And then I tried to do the clarinet. That was difficult but fun.
I just got a new set of penny whistles.
What the fuck is it?
in
You have named every instrument you have named I've never heard of in my entire life.
A tin whistle. You know what a tin whistle is.
No.
Everybody does.
You mean just like a
My
little
hummingbird. It's just like a little. It looks like a straight little pipe that you play with finger holes in it.
Okay.
It's in a lot of Irish music.
A metal flute.
Yeah, but it's up and down. You blow into it as opposed to with the like a silver flute where you're blowing like across the top. A penny whistle is like a whistle. You blow into the mouthpiece and it makes a whistle sound.
Gotcha.
And then there's finger holes and then you make music.
What is your definition of evidence? The definition of evidence is going to be facts and information leading to true conclusions. Oxford Dictionary. We did have a didgeridoo growing up. Things are
Didgeridoo is
big.
great.
Yeah, that's smelly. We had one made of like a cow horn or buffalo horn or something like that. It smelled so bad. We also had a conch horn because we were Jewish.
How do you play a conch horn though, other than to just make a loud sound?
Just
with it?
fucking
You
blow
actually-
it. Yeah, no, there's no.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
no variation. Just
It is
one
tough.
sound.
It's like the clarinet or flute, where like if you don't blow correctly, it doesn't make the sound. So you do got to learn how to do it.
That's what he said.
That is what he said. Wait, are you assuming my gender?
What? No. Your partner that's a he.
Facts. Have you tried this? Why is a conch a Jewish thing? That's a good question. It's something to do with blowing the horns. I just remember the story of Jericho. Every time we blew it, we blew it once a year.
Ah. But doesn't it say in the Bible that they blew trumpets around the
Yeah,
walls of Jericho?
that is true. I can't remember what the exact reasoning was. I just remember we blew it every year.
I'd actually kind of be interested to know what the history on that is as well. Just, for sake of knowing, I suppose.
Yeah, there's so many weird things we did. I definitely blow it more than once a year.
It's a quiet day out there. Where's all the opposition, man?
Oh, yeah, that's my bad for not streaming a lot.
Yeah, but it seems like opposition has been scarce everywhere lately.
Has
Maybe
it?
they're
I don't
tired
know
of
about
losing.
that. John was live earlier, might be live now, and he's got like 350. Bible Guy rocks a lot. I think it's just me
Well,
being a
like
fucking low tier.
the big channels, you're not a low tier. The big channels what I feel like I've seen is that they're like some of the regular mid to smaller channels are not seeing as much opposition, and everybody has condensed into some of the bigger channels that we
Yeah.
normally see.
Yeah, that's valid.
And so I'm like, is it just summertime and people want to be out doing other stuff? Are they tired of losing all the time?
Yeah, I've been swapping over to other stuff like on YouTube. My last few videos have been ghost stuff, and then I did some demon debunkings of Ed and Lauren Warren. I got a video going out right now, actually. Fun fact, guys. I've hired an editor for the next video. Depending on how you guys like it, I'm going to continue having this editor, and then we'll do like 1 or 2 videos a week with him. I still need to, it's going to take like a week to get this video out, so I still need to upload another one, but we have an editor for the next video.
What's the subject matter?
This is a just a regular ghost debunking video, reaction to top 5.
Oh.
You look like the guy that has a YouTube page called
like,
Evidence vs. YouTube.
Like ghosts, woo.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
apparitions, like ghost
Yeah.
hunters.
Yeah, like people like quote unquote catching a ghost on skin tape. I just read skin flute while I was saying that.
Catching a ghost on skin flute. Wow.
Maybe we'll get some John Raiders. I think John is off now. Sean usually hops in. Once Sean hops in, we usually get some good debates going. Sober started his own live. CT is currently live. Okay, so John is still live. I'm sure once they go off, but I'll only be live for another hour and a half, and then I gotta go do some work. But we'll be streaming Wednesdays through Sundays, 10 a.m. Central. So I'll be streamed about 4 hours every morning.
Oops.
How do you explain the universe, objective morality, and consciousness? I don't explain objective morality because it doesn't exist. How do I explain the universe? It exists. Nothingness can't have any attribute, and something can't come from nothing, therefore something had to have always been. Energy can't be created or destroyed. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. The universe is made of energy, therefore the universe has always existed. Consciousness is an emergent property of the brain. See literally any scientific neurological book in a library that's free near you.
True.
I'm new, what's your beliefs? What the fuck? UFO, Bigfoot, government-owned UFO. I mean, aliens exist. Like, that's gonna be my thoughts on that. Are they here? No. There's no reason for me to believe that we've got fucking aliens in Area 51. The reason Area 51 is secretive is because it's new technology. If we let all of the enemies, quote unquote, according to the government, all of the enemies of America know about our weapons, they'd be able to fuck us up. Given, I think America is the enemy, but Hollow Earth, that's fucking stupid. The Earth is not hollow.
We literally know what the Earth's core is made of. Why would anybody think it's hollow?
People are stupid. I used to believe all that shit too.
How did you get out of it?
So I was a hardcore biblical literalist, conspiracy theorist. I believed everyone in Hollywood was a lizard person, and the devil literally walked the earth, etc., etc. Literal 6,000-year-old Earth, literal flood, literal everything. I dropped all of it when I was debating a witch about Jesus's existence, and they were like, "Oh yeah, prove it." And I was like, "All right, bet." And I couldn't find any evidence, and I was like, "Okay, if there's no evidence for it, fuck my feelings. Facts don't give a shit if I'm upset." So I stopped believing in Jesus, and I figured if I shouldn't believe in Jesus, what else do I believe in that I shouldn't believe in? Dropped all of my beliefs right then and there and started questioning literally everything.
Yeah, that's kind of that's not dissimilar to like my experience when I stopped believing. Granted, very very different means to come to it, but like
Mhm.
when I stopped believing, I just literally had a realization and then I just stopped. Like
Yep.
I didn't have a a whole process. I was like, "Oh, this is not true." And since then I've never believed in God.
Yep.
It's like no going back from that, I suppose. And then I just like as if I wasn't already like wholesale diving into just learning stuff. I just, kept doing that. So for my whole life.
Yep, I'm pretty new. I've only been an atheist for like, I don't know, 3-4 years now. I believe everything that NASA gives out. What about NASA that they've put out should I not believe in? Like, what kind of stupid question is that?
I mean, I guess like if I was gonna like try to answer something like that, I would say like if you really wondered, what you should do is look at things that NASA has published and then look at what the other global space agencies have to say about it.
That's fair. I guess you refute all the Roman historians. Nope. Name one contemporary historian or witness to Jesus existing. Name one. I'm also a mythicist. I don't believe he existed at all. Well, the scholarly consensus is that he exists. Yeah, why? Because of Tacitus, Josephus, and Pliny, none of which were contemporary witnesses. Josephus also talked about fucking, what's that Zeus's son's name? Hercules. Does Hercules
Yeah.
exist because Josephus said that people believed in Hercules? No. That's stupid. Why would I believe in magic?
Depends on what you think magic is.
That's valid. You're very ignorant. Yeah, I love when they say that. Like, I get called arrogant and ignorant daily. So ignorant means lacking knowledge on something, and arrogant means that you think that you're better than other people. Like, I'm not arrogant. I am skeptic. I say I don't believe you or that you are wrong, and then I provide evidence and as to why I am justified in believing that. If you are incapable of demonstrating why I am wrong, I'm going to hold to my justified belief. That's not arrogance. It is skepticism grounded in logic and reasoning. And I am ignorant on many, many, many topics. And whenever I am wrong, I admit it on stream, in person, etc., that I am wrong, and I change my mind right then and there. It's hilarious. You arrogant low tier, you're so mean. Why are you so mean? Because fuck you. Do things take different forms? Are you saying nothing is created, nothing is given form? I have no clue what kind of question that was or how to respond to that. Try it again in English. It came from the Bible. It's the Magi. What?
The Magi. Yeah, the three wise men are the Magi.
Ah. They just add C in the end. Be meaner. Bet. Fuck you. Love you. I love you, Belly. You reflect arrogance? Oh yeah? What part of what I've said is arrogant? You being incapable of demonstrating why I should change my mind on something does not make me arrogant. To be arrogant is to believe that I am better than you. I don't believe I'm better than you. I am the most insecure bitch you're ever gonna meet. But facts don't give a fuck about your feelings, and facts don't give a fuck about my feelings. So, therefore, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I only give a fuck about facts. It's in the energy.
I admit, I kind of wonder what they mean by like you exude arrogance. Like, what is meant by that?
Oh, I'm an asshole and they don't like it.
Well, that's different than being arrogant.
Yeah, they
I
don't
know
know
a lot of
definitions.
assholes.
You know how many fucking times I am asked on a daily basis, what is evidence? What is this? What is this word? What do you mean by exist? Like, they just don't know what
Like,
words
okay,
mean.
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, literally. It's like, I'm not doing a semantical horseshit fucking lollygag circle fucking dick sucking fight. It's fucking stupid. Not saying dick sucking is bad. Gotta love a nice pretty dick.
Agree.
That's the true definition of arrogance. You're a fucking idiot then. Let's go to the definition of arrogance. Arrogance, definition, Oxford Dictionary. The quality of having an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. I am not arrogant. I am skeptical. You're incapable of providing a justification for me to change my mind on something. I don't believe what you say. That's not arrogance. It's called skepticism. It's called critical thinking. I am an asshole. That is true. You guys need to use your words correctly. I am an asshole. I am a dick. Arrogant? No. I'm an idiot. I don't believe I'm smart enough to be arrogant.
Arguably, that's what it takes to be arrogant, is a lack of being smart. Dunning-Kruger, full effect.
That's fair. Dunning-Kruger. What's the opposite of the
But
Dunning-Kruger? Isn't there a word for that too?
No, Dunning-Kruger goes both ways.
Oh, does it? Okay.
So, yeah, it's both people who think that they are smarter than they are, and then also intelligent people constantly doubting themselves because they basically they overanalyze their own selves to the point of doubt, and and therefore they constantly think that they are less intelligent than they are.
I think that's
Goes
smart.
both ways.
It's good to question literally everything, including your own beliefs, to the degree of being willing to accept another position. Arrogance opposite is humble. What? Well, how am I not humble? I admit when I'm wrong. I call myself an idiot. I am an idiot. I know I'm ignorant. Demonstrate where I'm arrogant. Or shut the fuck up and cry me a river. And thanks for the engagement in my chat, dickbag bitch. Go fuck yourself sideways. See, that right there was arrogant.
I think that I myself would rather be intelligent but doubt my own intelligence than to be a fool and think myself an intelligent or a wise person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm really glad that I deconstructed in the way that I did and that I had so many stupid beliefs, because now actually my biggest struggle in like my personal life is going to be doubting everything that I think. It's like I never believe that I'm correct in anything, which has downsides because like that's led to me using ChatGPT too much before, which I still work on today and I swap over to journaling. But because of believing so many false things and being proven wrong on all of them, I now am capable of accepting that I'm wrong about basically anything I'm thinking about. I think that's a really good thing.
I do too. I don't I mean, I think that anybody that hosts any kind of panel or panels frequently gets called all of these things at some point, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't find this to be an insult. Like, people want to call you ignorant, like, good. Because that means that I still have room to learn. I still
That's
have
true.
things out there that I don't know, you know, and it also means that like I am out there doing those things, right? I am attempting to broaden my mind and my horizons. I would rather be ignorant of things with room to learn than calcified in my thoughts, believing that I was correct always, you know?
Yeah.
So
Science has literally proven God. Which science? Provide me the peer-reviewed
wait,
study.
he's gonna name who's the philosopher that starts with a G? Um, Girdle.
It could be.
Got I like my brain keeps
Godel?
wanting to say Gottfried, but I don't. That's not right. Philosopher starts with a G. Get those G people mixed up.
Yeah, that's fair. If something has form, it came from something that can give form. False. By the way, if you want to say that, yeah, I can agree to that. Energy can't be created. Energy is what forms all things. Energy has always existed because it can't be created, and it does exist, therefore it's always existed. Therefore, energy is the closest thing to a god you'll ever have.
Energy doesn't form all things.
It doesn't.
Things are comprised of matter.
Matter is an emergent
And
property of energy, though.
Energy is something's ability to do work. It's the result of these things splitting apart and combining together.
I do grant that. So,
That
like, whenever I
creates-
argue
yeah.
energy, I differentiate the potential versus, like, actual energy, like radiation, kinetic, etc.
Yeah, there are different types of energy for sure.
Yeah. Watch them say the God particle. Which is so funny, because the God particle was initially named the goddamn particle, because it was so goddamn fucking hard to find.
The goddamn particle.
That's what it was called. Matter isn't emergent of energy. Yeah, it quite literally is. Matter is an emergent property of energy. Consciousness is an emergent property of the brain.
Maybe they mean mass. E equals mc squared.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
they
don't know
mean mass,
anything.
not matter.
Totally could
I
be.
don't know.
You are energy. Have you always existed? The energy that makes up what I am has always existed, yes, because energy can't be created or destroyed. First law of thermodynamics.
It can change form, though. It can transition.
Yep.
So, I think it can divide itself. It can combine, right? So, I think that to say that if we're made of energy, have we always existed is a little misunderstood
What do you
on
believe
what
in?
energy is to begin with.
I believe in many things. I exist. I believe that. You exist. I believe that. The universe exists. I believe that. I have a phone. I have a vape. I have hair. I have eyes. I believe all these things. I don't believe in supernatural, not true
children are the
things.
future.
Not being mean, but seriously, how big of a narcissist do you have to be to deny a creator? Well, I'm better than your god. He's a genocidal, rape-condoning, slave-condoning bitch, so I'm way better. Fuck your god.
What makes somebody a narcissist to not believe somebody else's claim about God? What
Right?
makes that narcissistic?
You just gotta take all critical thinking, throw it in the fucking trash, and then say everyone's
Forgot.
wrong.
It
The
makes
Bible
sense
is a
if you don't think about it
pornographic
very
book.
hard. I forgot.
That's funny.
Oh, it is. Ooh, Song of Solomon. It's
That's
my
true.
favorite. It's my favorite old timey
The
fanfic.
initial smut.
That's right.
God, I do love some smut though. Haunting Adeline. Mwah.
It's actually not even the initial smut, to be fair. Like, really much older civilizations have some very steamy things that
You
they're...
have all these things. I do where it came from, including yourself. I came from
I wish
evolution.
I could remember.
Like, you... Sci-fax. You need to request up, dude. You have all these things, no idea where it came from. Dude, all things are, like, existence. Okay? You cannot have something come from nothing. Therefore, something had to have always existed. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Matter is an emergent property of energy. All things come from energy. The universe existed in a hot, dense state, that of energy, then expanded. We know where all of it comes from. All of it comes from the universe, of which is just made up of energy and matter. How did they take form? They didn't. They've always existed. How did God take form? Well, he's always existed. Same goddamn argument, except for I have a justification backed by mountains of fucking evidence, including but not limited to the Big Bang Theory through cosmic microwave background radiation that you can observe, test, and see to this day in the first law of thermodynamics, which is proven by the second law of the law of conservation of energy. I have evidence for my claim.
When they say how did it take form, is the question that they're trying to ask is how did these particles get to be
Yes.
the things that we see around us? Is that their question?
Yeah, he's trying to get me into a
Yeah,
gotcha.
so well, I mean, so that leads me to like first want to kind of confirm, do they even believe that, like, in the laws of physics, right? Like, do they believe in, you know, like the first three laws of physics? Do they believe that things like, you know, electrons and protons, you know, neutrons, stuff like that, all have properties and definitive ways in which they behave that we have observed and tested and, you know, can point to? Like, do they believe in that stuff, or do they not believe in that stuff?
Damn good question, Sai. You should answer that. So you have always existed? No. Stop correlating me existing versus energy existing and making up and matter making up who I am. I am not energy, but I am made up of energy and matter. I am not matter, but I am made up of matter. Stop conflating those two fucking things. It's stupid. Yes,
It's kind of like
energy has always
saying you have a
existed.
snowman. You have a snowman in your yard. It's made of the snow in your yard, but the snow doesn't always exist forever in that way. Somebody can come along and kick the snowman over, and now the snow has scattered and the snowman doesn't exist anymore.
That's a really good way to put it.
Like,
How did you
yeah.
take form? My parents fucked 26 years ago. That's how I took form.
The Wednesday Addams answer. Our parents just had schmecks.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Syfax, you have a local library near you. What I want you to do is call them, get a library card, walk over or drive over to this library, go into the non-fiction section, pick up literally any fucking book and start reading until you're done. That's what I want you to do. As someone created the snowman and then it changed form in time. Dude, snowman has evidence that it cannot exist without somebody making it. There is no evidence that the universe cannot exist without some magical unicorn making it. There's no evidence that something external
What?
of time can have any interaction with time. It's not even possible. Your God is impossible to exist. I haven't made any claims. I just asked you some questions. Yeah, you're avoiding like crazy. It's hilarious how incapable a Christian is. It seems like the actual narcissism would be rejecting all existing knowledge and critical thinking. That's fair. Yep. Science isn't for making possible claims, only the best explanations of many examples. That's valid too. Yo, Coffee, welcome to the cult members. Hell yeah. Everyone get some W's going for Coffee. Who said I'm a Christian? Your stupidity. How about say what you are, what you believe in, and then request up and provide some justification for why you believe it. I'm going to make assumptions if you want to keep running like a coward. If you don't want me to call you a Christian, tell me what you are. Otherwise, you're a Christian in my book. That's your fault. By the way, I use Christian as a... What's a word? It's not a slur. I use Christian as a demeaning
pejorative.
word. So I call
pejorative,
idiots
yeah.
Christians because Christians are idiots. So if I call you Christian, I'm not just saying you believe in the Abrahamic Christian God. I'm also just saying you're an idiot. Derogatory. There you go. Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So energy is the big God. Nope. God by definition. All-powerful, tri-omni creator of the universe. Energy did not create the universe. The universe is energy. Oh, man. Man, I'm going to open up a library and then invite all of you guys for free.
I mean, I agree with the statement that, like, just saying false doesn't mean that somebody is right, you know. But when you have your beliefs because you have evidence backing why you have these beliefs that you
Yep.
can show, right? Like, it's not just like saying false in a vacuum of any reason for saying false. It's not just going, nuh-uh, you're wrong. It's not a nuh-uh.
Yeah. 16 people. Try 46, but you're cute, Isaac. Thanks for the engagement on TikTok. $2 super chat from Coffee. You two are fucking badasses that need a toast. Amen. Drink some whiskey for me.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Cheers. Slancha.
God, I actually would love a cup of wine. I might have to pick up some wine tonight. As long
Wine
as there's
does sound
pizza
good, not
and
gonna
beer, I'm
lie.
down. So I went clubbing for the first time last week with my girlfriend, and we went downtown in the city. I have never been so overstimulated in my entire fucking life, and there's no part of me that wants to have beer right now.
Take headphones with you next time. Like, do you have like headphones that are the
It
kind that
wouldn't
cover
even
your whole
work.
ear?
That shit was so
Like
fucking loud.
like you would go, like the kind you go raving with, basically.
It was basically a rave. It
So
was
then-
like they had like strobe lights, and it was like you literally couldn't turn without bumping into someone. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'll have pour a glass of red right now. Hell yeah. Calling me an idiot isn't an argument. You're an idiot, therefore you're wrong. That's called an ad hominem, but it's basically what you're doing. Hey, Sai, how about instead of running and being a pussy, say, I am a Christian, or I am a pagan, or I am a Catholic. I believe in this God because of this. And then we can have a conversation. Running away and being like, why are you getting annoyed with me running away? Is just stupid. Provide some argument. If everything always existed, explain how new forms appear. Dumbass, I've explained it 45 times. Pay attention.
How newborns appear, like newborn
Forms.
babies?
No, he keeps on using the word form as if that has anything to do with fucking anything. Energy cannot be created. First law of thermodynamics. Energy does exist, therefore it's always existed. This is a sound logical argument. Energy can transform. It can transfer into different forms, you dumb nut. Go open a book.
Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. Not the newspaper.
Literally.
Not a magazine.
Literally. Crowds make me misanthropic. Isn't that the hate of men?
No. That's misandry. Misanthropic means you don't like people. You're
Oh,
a
yeah.
If you're a misanthrope, you're somebody that doesn't like people.
People suck. What makes it transform? No clue. Go open a fucking book and tell me. Would you like to provide evidence for what you
curmudgeon.
believe in, or do you want to keep on running like a coward? What god do you believe in, Sai? You can also request stuff by clicking that link.
Yes, that's true. It is in a closed system, but also we don't know whether or not our universe is a closed system.
Correct.
Like as far as we can tell, we think it is.
Yeah, there's even
we
globally.
don't know where
there's
the
no
edge of the
evidence.
universe is. So yeah.
Right. That I still hold to it
certainly
because
our
globally
point-
there's no evidence of energy being created. So I don't give a fuck if it says it only in a closed system. In accordance with all the evidence we have, there's no possibility for the creation of energy globally or locally.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to say that like everything we observe, right, is some form of closed system, right, at some scale. So even if that system is just like beyond our ability to imagine how large it is, that doesn't mean it's not a closed system. We just can't observe the largeness.
Yeah. And that's from any of the studies I've done on why we don't hold to it globally is because we're just incapable of measuring the global amount of energy, which is why we can't say that it is incapable of being created because we can't measure all of it. Yeah, Sci-Fax, you're annoying. I'm gonna stop responding to you until you say which god you believe in and why. Have fun with chat.
I mean,
They're way meaner than me.
Without googling it though, I would say that like off the dome, I would think that we know that we're in an enclosed system here on Earth because gravity is what creates our enclosed system, and so things cannot escape, right? And so I'm not. Don't hold me to that because that is something I would have to like actually look up how specifically we know. But that would be my guess if I had to take one.
Earth is technically open because like, you know, rocket ships can leave. So like the way that I was told to think about it is an open system is like a fish case. You can put stuff in it, you can take stuff out. We have meteors come to Earth and we have the sun that hits on Earth. We can also leave with spaceships and whatnot. Also gamma rays. Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. But I do
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I think that the universe is closed because there's no evidence of anything external of the universe. So there's no reason for me to believe that it's open. Chase, have you heard of Chase, the physicist?
I don't know.
He's pretty
It
new.
doesn't sound familiar.
So he's a theoretical physicist. He's getting his PhD right now. And he
Fun.
explains this stuff pretty fucking in depth. Super intelligent, crazy intelligent guy. He got onto TikTok because of Gretchen and some other people from the decon zone and whatnot were telling him to, or Dr. Blitz. He's working with Dr. Blitz.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Like,
so
please
Blitz told him to
come
come on.
explain things
Yeah.
to laymen.
Pretty much. That's
For the
like
love of-
they're working
for
on
the
a
love
paper
of
right now,
God.
and Blitz was like, "You need to come on here," and he was like, "Fine." Aquarium
to be
fish
fair,
case.
I do
Yeah.
think that like we need people who are in these fields, more of them, to like actually
Oh yeah.
just speak up and like speak to the actual knowledge. You know what I mean? Because
There's no
I feel
clue
like
how
there's
things
such
take
a
form.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god. Sci-Fax, let me help you out, buddy. Let's look this up. How do things take form? I'm going to help you out here, buddy. All right, the process of taking form depends on the context, whether it's a celestial body, fossil, a cloud, or a rock. But in each case, it involves a sequence of physical, chemical, or geological changes that transform raw materials into a structured, recognizable entity. Let's go into them for you, dumbass. Planets and celestial bodies. How do they take form? Planets begin as microscopic dust grains in a protoplanetary disk of gas and dust around a young star. Gravity pulls dust particles together, forming pebbles, then rocks, and eventually something we called a planetesimal. In colder regions, ice can join dust to form dirty snowballs that grow into giant cores, while in warmer zones, rocky material dominates. Over millions of years, these bodies accrete more material, clear their orbital paths, and become full-fledged planets. So our Earth took form thanks to gravity. I could go through fossils, clouds, rocks, etc., etc. Dude, knowledge is free online. You have all the information that has ever been fucking thought of on a super fucking computer in your pocket. And it's free. Do research.
Read how particles take form.
That's a good question. How do particles take form? I don't even know what he means by take form. It's such a stupid fucking phrasing. It's like his one
presume
gotcha.
come together to be something other than something other than nothing, or just energy. Like, how do things that are existing in a purely energetic state form together to be like mass, like something that has not mass but like matter? That's what I would guess. But again,
Okay, so
just a guess.
a particle is going to be an emergent property from energy, basically. State of matter. Okay, in physics, a state of matter or phase of matter is one of the distinct forms in which matter can exist. So, dumbass needs to do some research. And moreover, whatever, I'm done reading his bullshit. Solid, liquid, gas, and plasma, different states. So those are states and forms of matter. And these all emerge through different ways from energy fields and different chemical reactions. So it's just a state or form of matter. That's why I'm like so confused by his phrasing. He's using it in such a weird way. It's basically like him asking, well, what does existence mean? Like he's just like interpreting form into some weird abstract fucking definition that only he knows and only works in his subjective mind's apologetics for whatever the fuck he believes in. For all we know, he just worships his fucking toe lint because he hasn't stated one fucking thing he claims. He doesn't have one claim. He doesn't have one position. His only position is, you don't know anything! Duh! Fucking make a position, dude.
Like, to be fair, I mean, and maybe I'm too generous in doing this, but I often think sometimes that this struggle comes from the fact that people that are listening to, religious talking heads and whatnot are listening to people misuse these words. They co-opt these words in order to make their own arguments sound authoritative. And because they're using them so wrongly and so incorrectly, if you don't know the difference, then this is how you come to understand what matter is or what energy is. not realizing that you have no idea of the what the wrongness that you're saying, right? And so I don't know, that's just like something that I've observed, is just that it gets used by the people that they listen to incorrectly, and therefore they don't even have a proper foundation for the words they're using. And
I
so
agree with that.
I don't know, that's just me, but
No,
also,
I agree with that. I did the same thing.
maybe I'm too nice.
I'm definitely not nice, but what's a woman? A woman is going to be someone that adheres and relates to the societal construct definition of what it is to be a woman. Sober, what is up? And Rancho, what is up?
What's up?
Rancho, you over the age of 18, friendly or non-friendly,
Yeah.
and what do you believe?
Yeah, I believe that there is good evidence for God.
Okay, awesome, sweet. What you got for us today, brother?
Okay, so the argument I would want to provide is like one from change. So like
Sure.
you obviously agree that change is a real feature of the universe,
Sure,
right? Like
yeah.
okay, cool. So I think what change is it's like the actualization of something's potential.
Sure.
So okay, if we agree to that, then in order for something's potential to be actualized, it needs an actualizer, right?
Mhm.
Like for example, in order for your coffee to go from, hot to cold, something needs to actualize that, which is like the cold air around it or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. And the thing that actualizes it has to be actual, right? Like the thing that actualizes it can't be a potential.
Yeah.
Because
I
if
don't
it's
know about
potential, it
that.
doesn't exist. Well, like, okay, think about the air,
Quantum
right?
field.
So obviously what?
Quantum field is just pure potential, but yet we have energy and quarks that come from it. So I don't know if I
Well,
agree with
not
that.
pure potential in the way I'm using the term, right? Pure potential is like something that hasn't been actualized yet.
Yeah, quantum field quarks that have not been actualized will come in and out of existence.
Wait, so when it's out of existence, you're saying that it can
That's a
still
really
actualize something?
horrible straw man of what it is, but it's kind of like the only way to like describe it. Sober, are you here? Can you explain it better than I can?
Yeah, so under B theory, it's all actualized. So like
Yeah,
the coming
that's
in and
okay.
out would just be like, due to us experiencing this change, or
But
this
then everything
temporal
would be
factor.
purely actualized, right? So like under that view, change wouldn't exist. Or like change in the
Well,
way that I'm
no,
talking about
we
it
exist
isn't
in
like a
a
real
state of
feature.
change.
I take it as a measure. So like this being different from that and actually being an interchanging thing, like that would be that change. You can deem that potential actual, maybe. Maybe I'm just like not. Maybe I'm philosophically ignorant, so maybe like I don't have the expertise to even give a good answer on that.
That's fair.
I mean, you'd be kind of like a fictionalist about change in that sense, right? Where it's like, when you're talking about change, like maybe it's like a useful, pragmatic like tool, but it's not like an actual feature of the universe in like a more robust sense.
Well, a changeless state isn't even possible in our state of change and existence, because how could we get to where we are if there was no such thing as change at any point ever? So there had to have always been some sort of state of change.
I know, but the person who holds to B theory would be like equivocating on what we mean by change, right?
I mean, there's
Because
different definitions. Which one do you want to use?
well, I'm talking about change being like a robust feature of our universe,
Yeah, the
right? Which the
potential.
B theorists. Sorry, what?
The potential, right? Potential.
Do you hold the B theory, Rancho?
Probably not. But to be fair, I haven't read much on theories of time.
It seems so. Like there's two main ones, right? Like obviously, if you think time began, then you probably hold the like A theory. But like
Yeah.
you would have a really hard time justifying like time dilation and shit like that, where there has to be two simultaneous moments existing simultaneous and being actualized, which is what B theory predicts and Einstein predicts, like relativity and that.
I mean, under B theory, do you think that you could still hold to such a concept such as like actin potency? Like, do you think that?
Okay, so I've heard good arguments for it. Now I'm unconvinced, but there are good arguments for it.
Okay, I think if you reject, the sort of talk of actin potency, that's to say that look, all that's occurring here is a sort of like, it's like a useful epistemological tool or something like that.
Okay.
Then I don't really think that the argument would go through, and I can maybe provide something else. But
I
if
want to
you
hear
do
it.
hold on to that in a
Let's
more
go on
robust
ahead and
sense,
just so that we don't go too much into semantics. You want to just lay out the syllogism or argument?
Well,
okay, the syllogism's like really long. It's like
I
50
do have
pages, so
one
I don't wanna
question
give
just
that.
before, if
Mhm.
possible. So like
Yeah,
if
for
we
sure.
have like a number line and we're at 1 and we're going to 0 through this like directionality, because there's an arrow of time, right? This is entropy.
Yeah.
So that potential, the 1 to 2, is that a real potential or no in that view?
What do you mean by real
If
potential?
the numbers are actualized, right? If all these numbers are actualized, if we're at 1, is there like an actual potential, or I mean, I'm using actual like colloquially there, like
Mhm.
but like, is there a potential from from 1 to 2, or is it just all actualized?
No, wouldn't it? It would be a potential, right? Like any
Yeah,
object has
then
like the
B theory
potential.
can survive on that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Well, then I don't think that. I mean, even under B theory, the actualizer would have to be actualized before it actualizes stuff, right?
Well,
Because like,
the whole like the same number line analogy, right? So like this number line, while infinite in both directions, this number line, this timeline, whatever you want to call it, is all actualized. So it's like actualized in itself. Are you doing like a vertical grounding thing?
I'm not too sure what you mean by vertical grounding there.
Yeah. So there's like horizontal, which would just be like a causaceous type thing, or like
Oh yeah,
vertical would be as in grounding.
yeah, like a hierarchical set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it ultimately forms a hierarchical set.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's how the argument goes, where
Can
there's
I?
a hierarchical set,
I'm
and
so
then
sorry. I
at the end
want
of
to
the
hear you continue. Which god do you believe in?
I'm probably like agnostic on that.
Okay, so just some sort of being.
Yeah, some sort of purely actual being.
Okay, cool. Go on ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, and then you'd have like a hierarchical set, and then at the end of it would be like a purely actualized actualizer.
Energy.
So does an eternal thing need grounding?
I'm like, grounding is like one of those words that I've heard like hashed out like 50 different ways. So like, I'm not really
Original
sure what you
start.
mean there. Like, would an eternal thing have to have started to exist? No.
Would
I
it
don't
have
think
to
so.
have something grounding it? This is like an argument to like basically he's asking you, is there what's the word? Infinite regress. That's the word.
Infinite regress would be horizontal, and that would be the horizontal, while grounding would be the vertical sense, which is what
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Oh wait, sorry. Could you repeat that? I got a phone call.
Yeah. So like, I'm not talking about like in the horizontal sense as in causation. I'm talking like in the grounding sense. Like,
Yeah,
does
like
an
hierarchical chains.
yeah, does an internal thing need grounding?
Like, does it need something else to sustain it or something? I don't think so.
Yeah. So like, if the universe is eternal, then why would it need something to sustain it?
Well, okay, when you say that the universe itself is eternal, right? That's different than saying that, there's like an eternal being at the end of the chain or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well,
The universe itself could be
yeah.
eternal, and God could also exist, right?
Yeah, that's valid.
That's fine. So are you referring to time? We're talking time specific, like temporal specificity right here, right?
Well, it's not necessarily temporal, because I mean, all that matters is if they come like causally prior, right? That's what matters, not temporally prior. So,
Wouldn't that be temporal?
the no, it's
Oh, okay.
which one is, it's like which actualizer is causally prior to, actualizing the potential of some other thing.
Well, if it's causally
So, for example,
prior, wouldn't that be horizontal, or am I wrong?
I don't think necessarily it has to be.
I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
No, because, well, okay, maybe it happens to be the case in like the common cases or something, but it's kind of like how like realism and absolutism happen to like line up in most cases,
Wait,
but they're not necessarily the same thing, right?
Okay.
so like when you say causaceous, you mean like an ontological dependency?
Hmm?
Like an ontological hierarchy, right? That's what you mean?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I'm sure Sober asked you about B theory.
Yeah. But
If B theory
even
is
under B
true
theory,
and yeah, if B theory is true and all these things are real at once, do we see that there's really any ontological relation between the things, or are they all each ontologically different? So,
well,
and to say that they don't have relation.
well, if it's the case that they don't have relation to one another and they're all just actual, then changes the way I'm describing it just doesn't exist, right?
Under B theory, again, that totally depends on like, if you mean potential to actual, then you could argue that under B theory. But normally it's like different time slices or different like properties at different points in time or whatever you want to kind of describe it as. Like
Yeah,
change could be an illusion under B theory depending on your
I'm
semantics.
still
yeah,
confused how
that's what
this
I'm
gets
talking
us
about.
to a being.
Like
You
if
could
it's not, if it is just, you know, an illusion or like a useful fiction or like a useful, you know, epistemological tool, then I don't think that the argument goes through because, you know, these things aren't necessarily like ontologically prior or,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like causally prior or stuff, right?
Maybe it's due to my
But
ignorance, but I would probably hold that view on B theory.
okay, that's fine. I'm not really in the business of of questioning B theory. So if I guess if that's like a commitment you hold to, then maybe not. But aside from that, do you have anything else that you would like to say with regards to the argument?
Well, where does the
You're
being come
repeating
into
what
this
was the
argument?
argument? Because I just got here.
Yeah, well, effectively, you would keep regressing. Like it's a
Mhm.
hierarchical series, so there needs to be a first element
No, there doesn't.
where you'd keep regressing back to a being that's purely actual, and that would be the thing that's called God.
Couldn't I just argue that as like a quantum field or some form of energy to some degree? It doesn't have to be
Not
a
really,
god.
because I think we can derive like the divine attributes from just knowing that it's purely actual, right?
I think
What
what
do you mean?
I think
What
what
do you
Cody's
mean
trying
by
to say
purely
is like, can it
actual?
be?
It has like no potential.
Well, I'm asking
Yeah,
why
yeah.
why
What
can't
is
it
that
just
to
be
say though?
natural? Like why can't this just be
Yeah, yeah.
natural
Hold
physics
on.
that we haven't learned about and it has to magically be this unicorn?
Because it's
Because I
about
think that you can derive.
ontological structures. That's why.
I think that you can derive a lot of the like I think you can derive all the like divine attributes of God from the fact that it's like, you know,
I
we have this purely actual
I
being.
agree that there's a definition that you can attribute to this thing called a god or this thing called a being, but there's absolutely no justification to believe that it's actually true or actually exists or actually has anything to do with our actual reality.
No, if okay, so if you agree that there's a being of pure act, right, or this purely actualized being, then it has no potential, right? So it can't change.
So then he can't create anything.
No. Well, he can create, he just can't change
No, he
himself.
can't. If he can't go from a changeless state to a state of change, he didn't do shit. Even if he does exist, he didn't do anything.
I mean,
I guess
you can do
this
things,
might
you
be
just wouldn't
important.
change, right?
This might be important for the argument since we're going for like a temporal kind of grounding or a dependency kind of type relation. Do you hold to like an eternal or like a finite universe? Because that probably is important.
Probably a finite model. And then my case against some sort of, you know, causal finitism would be like the Reapers.
The what?
Yeah, he's talking about the
like
Reaper paradox. That
I
doesn't
don't
work
know
in
that
B
one.
theory. It doesn't work in B theory to my knowledge.
Under
Can I?
well,
I feel like
maybe I'm
I feel like I
Mhm.
can really simplify this entire argument into a. There's no justification for me to grant this something grounds all things. So I have no reason
Well,
to accept it as
the
true.
justification would be like the hierarchical series, right?
You
And
still don't
again,
know. You can say there's a hierarchical series, but you're not saying, I know that this thing exists because of this evidence X, therefore Y is true. You're just saying that it seems that there has to be some sort of start, and I'm going to just label God on that. I'm just going to throw the
well,
title on there.
I mean, the first point about seemings constituting knowledge, I think that seemings are how we obtain justification. And then from justification, that's like a component of knowledge. I think that
And I invoke
knowledge is
PC. Why should I grant it?
why should
It
you grant
seems
phenomenal conservatism?
and no, I'm saying I am going to invoke PC. You're providing
you-
this possibility, but I'm
Mhm.
providing some sort of why should I actually grant that? Like, sure,
Why
in
should
your
you grant
hypothetical.
PC?
No. Never mind. I'm gonna throw
Wait,
that out the window.
I'm a phenomenal conservative, right?
Right. Okay.
That's where.
So you're
Mhm.
providing this hypothetical of the hierarchy, and it having some possible start. Okay, what is the start? How did you learn about it? How did we test it? And how do we know it to be true?
Yeah. Okay. The way that. Well, okay. Maybe all the answers are other than the testable part, which I don't think that's like a commitment to have evidence. It's just that
It absolutely
if
is when we're
change is a
talking
real
about the
feature.
empirical universe.
Are you an empiricist?
Not hard, but we live in an empirical world, do we not?
Yeah, that's fine, but obviously you could have evidence that you don't like empirically test for, right?
But you're talking about the universe, which is
Mhm.
empirical. So if you're saying something in this
Like
hierarchy
in the
made
sense that
it,
it's like measurable.
there would be some measurement to show and justify that some part of this hierarchy made the whole hierarchy. What part made energy? What part made a quantum field? What part caused the expansion?
Yeah, or there could be a lack of, right? So if we like use all our utensils and find out there's an absolute beginning of time or an absolute beginning to our universe, that's when we can implement
We
that.
are talking.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay, can I get back to like what do you mean by like like something doesn't have a lack of like what do you mean by this thing doesn't have any potential? Like what is that to say?
Well, it's purely act, right?
Yeah, but I asked you. Okay, so I asked you what you mean by act, right? Like what you mean by purely act, and then and you said that it has no potential. So I'm asking you, what do you mean that it has no potential?
Oh, okay. So potential is just like what it could be, right? Like things that it could, like things that could happen to it.
Okay.
So basically,
Okay.
nothing. It basically means that look, it can't change, right? This thing
So that
can't.
would you want to say that it has no lack of being in some sort of like ontological sense, maybe?
I mean that's like again that's like very vague, right? Like I'm not really sure what
What's
that means.
really
It
I
means
vague
mean,
is
that
yeah, but
your whole
Thomist
definition of
language is
God.
extremely vague. So.
yeah, I guess that. I mean, maybe the way that Aquinas talked about it, but I think the way that I put everything in terms of like, okay, here's what changes, here's what potential is. I think
I think
that's more
Yeah,
straightforward.
I was gonna like
say
ask you
Aquinas or
about
Aristotle.
maybe there's like you know how
Aquinas.
there's different instantiations of good, or maybe there's some sort of like maybe like set theory,
Mhm.
like within this type of being, would there not be an infinite regress of realizing some sort of potential, like
Well,
if goodness has different instantiations?
I think, well, no, because it's like a hierarchical set. Because it's every single member that's ontologically prior, um, like needs to have some, like needs to be actualized, right? So it needs to borrow its powers of actualization from everything that's ontologically prior. So that constructs a hierarchical set where there's necessarily a first member.
Is are you familiar with I forget how to say his name because I'm not too familiar with it myself. Are you familiar with like Cantor's paradox?
Like the lights.
The set theory one where he talks about the set of all sets.
Uh, Probably not. No, I don't
So
think so.
it's like I might need to get Cat up in here. Because I don't remember it too well, to be honest. He basically says that the set of all sets would essentially
Oh, it wouldn't contain
the
itself.
set of all sets.
There's an infinite set and there's subsets. There's always going to be more subsets in the infinite set.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
simplify the
so
fuck
when
out
we
of
talk
it.
about like pure act, I'm asking you like would there not be an infinite regress of the being? Or maybe like
No,
again
there
the
can only be
goodness.
one of the being, right? Because look, if you want to say like once you derive all the divine attributes from saying this thing is pure act, there can only be one of it because like according to like Leibniz's law, in order for two things to be distinct, they would have to have something, a property like different from them. But if they exist out of time and space and all of these features, there can't be multiple of it because there could be no changes within them, right?
I mean, I'm not really sure what that's to say.
Well, that's to say that there can't be multiple beings of pure act.
I'm not saying that there's multiple beings of pure act. I'm saying that you could never reach pure act because there'd be an infinite regress of needing actualization.
Wait, but there can't be an infinite regress if the set terminates, right? Like if the series terminates, then there wouldn't be an infinite regression.
I'm saying that okay, so like I'm saying that the being would have to realize itself that there's some
Wait, but
sort of
that's the point,
infinite regress.
that it doesn't have any potential, meaning it's always been actualized.
Yeah, I'm saying that there's some sort of infinite regress whenever it comes to the
Vertical.
the actualization. So like it would have to realize a set and another set, or it would have to realize something and then another thing, and that thing would go on forever in its being if it's pure act.
Wait, what?
Uh,
It would okay, so
It's Russell's
it would
paradox,
need
right?
to. Well, okay, I think that that's for cases of like linear series, right?
Oh yeah, you're
This
right.
isn't a linear series. It terminates.
Holy
So
shit.
I'm not too sure what you're talking about where you say, look, the
What do you mean
like
by
there's a
terminates?
regression.
Maybe I don't understand.
I think the
Termination
point is
just
that
means
it
that
can't terminate.
Like at some point it stops.
That
yeah, like you could just say
yeah.
it's either a countable infinity or wait, no, you could just say it's a discrete set instead of like a continuous one.
So okay, so you don't grant like actual infinities in the sense of set theory or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I don't think that actual infinities can exist. Yeah,
Actual endless infinities is what you mean, right?
or like uncountable infinities. Yeah.
Well, isn't every infinity countable? Or am I wrong?
No, okay. So a countable infinity is just, or a countable infinite set is just a set which stands in bijection with the set of natural numbers. Which is to say that it can be mapped one to one and onto to the set um, of the set of natural numbers. Now, there's countable and uncountable infinities. For example, a countable infinity, a countable infinite set would be the set of all even numbers, right? Because every single even number that set stands in bijection with the set of naturals. However, an uncountable infinity would be all the numbers that are in between 1 and 2, right?
Sure. Okay.
That's
Okay.
uncountable.
I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
What is it? Zenos, like the infinite steps or infinite distance between steps or whatever.
Well, look, depending on what you're talking about there, that's a converging set, right? Which is to say that the sum of all the members of that set converge, which is why obviously Zeno's paradox fails.
Sure. Okay.
Now, now that if you want to say look at the number of elements of that set, well that's an actual infinity, right? Like let's say every single step that you take or every single like half is a member of the set. Well, that's an actual infinite. That's an uncountable infinite.
Okay,
Because it just keeps going
I
on
hate to
forever.
do this
Sure.
because you're
Mhm.
really kind, so don't take this as me being mean, but does this being,
Mhm.
did he make the universe?
Yeah.
How do we know this? How did you test this to know this to be true?
Well, okay. I think the way that I know it is if I have, justified belief, right? And then this belief turns out true. And I think I do have a justified belief because every single one of my premises I think is justified. And then it goes all the way down and it's like a logically,
Provide
valid and
me a
sound argument.
premise for
The
how
premise is
you
just
know that
a
this
proposition.
hypothetical abstract that you can't even define created our empirical demonstrable universe.
Okay, well, you agree that let's say I have a justified true belief absent defeaters, then I know it, right?
No, I don't grant that. Maybe I'm an ignorant dumbass. What I'm asking you is provide the premises that lead the causal mechanism being this abstract and non-existent hypothetical imagination that you can't describe to creating our empirical demonstrable universe that we know exists. Connect these
Okay.
dots because you're just going down rabbit holes of philosophical nonsense.
Okay, well, there's a difference between asking, okay, how do you know this?
Yo, what's up,
right?
Ogar?
Because presumably when I say this, I know it, right? Like it's weird to say, for example, you can't say something like it's
Bro, we
100
know what
degrees
no
outside.
means. I just want your epistemic justification for how you know that this abstract being magically created our empirical demonstrable world. How do you know this?
Yeah, but the
Wait,
point is I don't think I need to show how I
Yeah,
know
you do,
this,
because we
I
live
think
in an empirical world. And you're saying that
No,
our
but wait, does
empirical
it-
world was somehow interacted by this non-existing, hypothetical, imaginative thing that you can't even describe.
Wait, Rancho, do you
Okay.
think? Hold on. Sorry, I'm not trying to like cut in between you guys.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
But like, if God did create the universe, which is
Mhm.
empirical, and the universe is finite in that sense, would there be some empirical implications that would like lead to
Like-
that answer?
Yeah. I mean, I think that there is empirical data, like
That's what
fine-tuning
he's
and
asking.
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
what he was asking
Let's hear
for.
that.
Well, okay, that's not like the argument that I was running, right? Because the argument
Well,
that I
your
was running
argument was
like,
going down a 45-minute rabbit hole of nonsensical questions that wasn't going to get us to literally fucking anywhere. I want to know,
Well, okay.
why should I believe that there is evidence for a God? You agreed that God created the universe. That's an empirical claim. So for that empirical claim specifically, I would like some empirical data to back the empirical claim.
Okay, well, Okay, maybe shifting past this argument, if you're kind of done with it.
So
we
basically,
could
your
look
whole
at
point
an
that you're trying to
abductive
run
case.
away from is that you have zero empirical evidence for the empirical claim that this magical
I'll give
unicorn
you
created
I'll
the
give you
universe,
empirical
correct?
evidence. Okay, I'll give you the empirical evidence, which is, let's say, for example, the existence of, the life permitting conditions of the universe. I think that's a good piece of empirical data, which is more expected under the theistic hypothesis
No, it's not.
than
There's still no evidence for a theistic world.
Do you think those constants are like necessary, or do you think they could
No.
are like they're contingent?
or I don't think they're necessary with respect to the relevant modality, right? Which is like the epistemic
Well, there's no
modality.
evidence for the theistic
Yeah, I get what
world,
you're
so you
saying.
can't say it's more likely in a theistic world.
My contention is, under your definition of God, you just said was like a necessary agent or something along the lines of that, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
obviously that's respect to a different modality, right?
Yeah, I meant in the sense of like responsible for the universe, necessary, like that type of. So like, yeah. Sorry. So like, is that what you're taking God to be? Is that what you're cashing out on, or are you is
Like,
that how you're?
Yeah, I'd probably agree to like some sort of classic theistic definition of God.
Oh, in classic theism, I don't grant all good due to just POE. That's just a personal thing for me. But if
But with respect to the other omni properties, let's say.
How do you?
yeah, respect to the other omni properties, that's fine.
Okay. No,
But lacking that all good omni property, I don't see like we would expect these life permitting constants rather than not.
well,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how are you getting
One
there?
reason is, well, we don't need it to even strongly predict the data. It just needs to predict the data better than naturalism. You agree, right?
I don't even agree that it needs to predict the data.
Well, if it doesn't
You're
predict the data, then it's
stating
not
you're
evidence,
stating
right?
that the universe would not exist without this God. Demonstrate that. It's simple. If you're
Well,
not
I thought
able
we
to
moved
demonstrate it, I have
past
no reason
that
to believe it.
argument. Okay,
I'm
I
not
thought we
moving
moved
past
the
it.
first
You
argument.
still haven't fucking answered it.
Wait,
I don't even know. I don't even
argument
know
did you
how
want
we
to
can
tackle?
get to. Hold on. I don't even know how we can make the statement that the Bible predicts the data when all of the data the Bible is referencing.
I'm not
We're
a
not
Christian,
talking about the
so-
Bible. We're not
I
talking.
mean, I'm
about
not a
the Bible.
Christian, so
Classical theism
that's
is
Isn't
just
that-
like a form of theism. That's all it is. It's not necessarily.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, but when he says that it predicts the data, he must be referring that it must be something here, right? So give it a name. Call it the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad
It
Gita,
is just
whatever it
the
is you want to call
theology
it.
that classical theism covers.
Yeah, it's the
that's all.
attributes that are given among them.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
all.
Triomni creator of the universe.
Yeah, it's like
I think non-temporal or space, like something.
I mean, does this God exist temporally or atemporally?
It would be classical
it
theism,
exists
so
outside
atemporal.
time.
It's outside of time. Okay, how does something go from a changeless state to a state of change?
It doesn't change.
Well, it can't change.
That's why
It
it's
doesn't
pure
change.
act.
That's a nice fucking runaway cope.
Wait,
Why
but
should
don't
I
you
believe it?
Wait. Don't you grant eternal universe on that?
Like again, what do you mean by the universe? Are you saying like everything?
All things that
I'm
exist, the
saying
universe.
universe-
You don't know the
Yeah,
definition
so
of the
all
If
universe.
you mean all
exist-
things that exist,
well, not all
then
things, but,
obviously,
like-
but we would just say,
Okay,
I
then, like,
guess,
trivially. But I thought it was all things that
Space-time?
exist like outside of God.
Or, like,
yeah,
Because,
like in the
physical
same
things?
sense of the time that we were discussing earlier.
or in the same sense of like, look, both the theist and the atheist like agree that on everything else which exists. They just don't agree that there's like a creator or something, right?
Well, we don't
So,
have a
like, they both
justification
agree that
for
the
it. Yeah.
universe, as we know it
Yeah,
exists.
but you granted like you cashed out on like finite paths, right? That's what you said earlier. Now I don't know if that changes between arguments. I don't know if like
No,
whatever there.
but it's like the finite past of like the material universe or whatever, or like whatever we want to call like.
Yeah, that's fine. We
the thing
we can say our view is like material and yours is like immaterial or something like that. But
Yeah, but
like
if God is eternal, then trivially, yeah.
yeah. But I
mean,
would.
by definition, he is.
So, like-
Again, why should we believe that?
But like if
Well-
his act is like eternal, you agree that his acts or causes is eternal, right?
His acts are eternal. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like him causing the universe would be an eternal thing. So like wouldn't the
yeah, I'm pretty sure, or was it that he eternally acts?
yeah something like that. So like
Yes, like a part of classical theism is saying that God eternally acts.
yeah, and then you would just end up falling down like eternal. This material cause is eternal because it's a material like act.
Yeah,
That is, you know what I mean?
We keep slipping into his hypothetical philosophical nonsense that gets absolutely fucking nowhere. The universe exists. It's demonstrable. You're saying that it was created by this thing that exists in your brain. Why should I believe it? How do you know that?
So that was the secondary thing that I was giving you, which is like, look, in order for something to be evidence, it just has to be better predicted by.
I
In
don't
order for it
grant
to
the
be evidence of
philosophical
hypothesis.
definition, and it's more predicted under natural laws and natural sciences and the nature of how things work, which are the descriptions of the universe, which are the laws of nature. There's no
Wait, you
reason
think
to believe
the
that a
fine-tuning
god did
data
anything.
is?
The fine tuning? You mean the descriptions of the constants, i.e., gravity, that has nothing to do with a magical unicorn? You mean that?
Well, look,
Which is the
the data
cause,
itself doesn't
pause. Gravity is why we are where we are. Gravity is why our Earth is the way it is. Gravity is
Well,
why
that
the
among
sun
other
is where it
things.
is. That is why. Gravity. Where the fuck is God? This is what I'm getting
Okay.
at. These are empirical things you're talking about. Demonstrated God
The
having jack
actual
shit to do with them.
look, the actual evidence doesn't have to.
Yes,
doesn't
it
have
does.
to,
This
you
is
know, have a
empirical.
description of God in it. No,
You're
look,
talking about a God
okay,
creating
yeah,
the
look,
universe.
so in
Demonstrate it.
order, okay, just to make sure that we both agree on the same term of evidence, like what evidence is.
Evidence
It's just
Oxford
something which
Dictionary is going
produces.
to be facts and information leading to a true conclusion. In accordance with the philosophy definition, it's going to be something that raises the probability. You have to have, for probability, something to compare, something to demonstrate, to be able to compare it to something else. No matter how you look at this, you have
Yeah,
to have something
exactly.
empirical to demonstrate an empirical interaction with an empirical
Okay,
world. The constants
okay,
are derived through natural descriptions of how the universe itself works. Gravity is not caused by some god. Gravity is what happens when space-time curves
look,
with mass.
that's to beg the
There's
question
no
against
god.
the
That's not begging the question. No part of what I said is begging the question. Gravity is caused
look
by space-time
the
curvature.
okay
Where is God?
the part that's begging the question is that the theist believes that God exists and God created all of this stuff, right? So then when you say
Right.
something like, "Oh, none of this stuff was created by God," no one would accept that already doesn't agree with your conclusion, right?
You're
Like
the
the
one
theist would
saying
obviously
anything
disagree with that.
has something to do with God. You need to demonstrate your burden of
Yeah,
proof.
okay. So the way that I'm demonstrating that is we look at a piece of data that
And the
is more
question is,
expected. Wait, begging the question is a form of vicious premise circularity, right? You agree to that?
It's like God exists because God exists. It's not providing an explanation external
yes,
of the premise.
No, but it can be broader
yes,
than
but
that, right?
so,
For
but what you
example,
said was that somebody who doesn't already agree with you, like, would not accept this. You said that's what
yeah,
begging the question is. Just because
yeah, that's
somebody
the broader
agrees with the
definition of
conclusion
what
does not
question
mean that
begging
you have
is.
begged the question.
Wait, that's
That
what he
doesn't mean
said?
that you've begged the question in
No,
the
Look,
syllogism. That is what he said.
that's not what I said. What I said is someone who doesn't already accept the truth of your conclusion would have no reason to accept the truth of one of your premises. That's what's question begging,
And
right? For
right
example,
before
if I
you
said,
said that, you said it's begging the question.
yeah, and then that's the definition of
Well,
question begging that I gave
Because,
you.
and then you gave that response.
I mean,
Yeah, because that's what he
So,
did.
yes.
nonetheless, like again,
Oh,
like
so
if
you
we go
granted
back
his
to the
question begging.
constants, why should I believe that
Mhm.
God has anything to do with gravity? Like,
Okay, the reason why is because there's a very narrow range of constants that.
oh, you went off the app, brother.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
you're back.
Okay.
The connection.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Or is it just like laggy?
it's okay. We can work with this. You're good. Go for it, brother.
Okay. So there's a. By the way, I have to go in like 20 minutes.
Okay, sure. You're good.
But okay. So there's a very narrow range of constants that permit life as we know it, right?
Mhm.
Like Roger Penrose calculated this. It's like 1/10 to the power of 120, right?
Sure.
Okay. So let's assume that the universe was responsible for it. If that were the case, then there would be at least seemingly no reason to favor one configuration of the constants with regards to other configurations of the constants. So the probability of our specific, range of constants, the ones which permit life, is exceedingly low.
Okay.
Now, under the theistic hypothesis, God would have some relevant desire to bring about life.
Right.
Right? God would want to bring about life because he wants his creation to love him or something, whatever.
Right.
Now, that causes him to favor the life permitting range over the non-life permitting range.
I don't.
Even if it's just by a little bit.
I don't think so. On
Well,
the not
I'm just
all
gonna go with
good,
him on this
right?
one. I'm just gonna go with him on this one.
I don't think that even follows, though, because if God is the one bringing the thing about, then there are no specific set of life permitting conditions. God could literally create life that could sustain in whatever condition he wanted to create it in.
Yeah, but with regards to the relevant modality, which is the range of concepts. Like,
Well,
I agree.
I
God
have one
could
specific
bring
point that I
about
want to
other
bring up
things,
with
but
where you're going. So
Mhm.
finish where you were going with this, and I have one specific sentence that's my response.
Okay. Well, the point is just that, look, then we observe that we find ourselves in this range, right? So
Uh-huh.
what's more likely? Was it that God did it, or that it came about by an indifference principle through naturalism?
Yeah,
And I
it is.
think trivially,
Yeah, it
it's
is
more
more
yeah.
likely that it's natural based on all the justification of empirical data showing that it's natural than a hypothetical, imaginative mythology created by human minds that has no justification for it. Just because you define God as wanting this to be done doesn't make God magically poof into existence. That's what I'm getting at here. You can make up 1,000,000,001 hypotheticals that exist nowhere except your imagination. It doesn't make Bigfoot exist. I want to know
Well,
how God
okay.
made goddamn gravity if God made fucking gravity. Demonstrate that
Well,
empirical
okay.
claim.
Okay. The point there was, look, we have no empirical evidence
Correct.
directly of God.
Correct.
Right? We have no
Correct.
we've never seen God. Okay.
Correct.
But obviously something
You've never seen his
you think
works
that
either.
something
Take one
Okay.
thing that exists and show him
Well,
being the causal mechanism for its
okay.
existence.
The
Do
point
that.
is
That would be
the point
proof
is
of
that's
God.
okay. The point is that's not a precondition in order to have evidence for God,
100%
because
is
there's
because you said God created all things, correct or false?
okay. Yeah, that's
So
true.
prove him to be a causal mechanism for literally fucking anything in existence.
Okay, so the first point and why it's not necessary is
It's
because
100%
if you look
necessary.
at
Did God create
wait, let
something?
me yeah, God
Then there would
created
be a
something.
causal mechanism demonstrating the creation by the creator. So demonstrate the causal relation linking to a God creating something.
Okay, that's not necessary to provide evidence
Yes, it
for
is.
God.
Because you said
Okay,
that he created
here's why
something.
it's
I am
not.
saying prove that he created something.
Wait,
You have an empirical
here's the
claim.
reason why it's not. Wait, that first off, the main claim that we're trying to go under is whether or not God exists, right? Now,
Correct. And your
the
next
point
claim is that
is
God created all things. Prove it.
yeah, okay. Now for the original claim, you were saying, okay, well, in that case, in the fine-tuning case, look, we have no reason to update. Well, imagine this, right? Imagine, in the sky, the stars spell it out something
Yeah, I've heard
like,
Hegel's bullshit
God
argument.
exists.
Hegel's an atheist, though. Even
Yeah,
he
okay,
doesn't believe
anyway.
that stupid ass hypothetical made up in your imagination that has nothing to do with objective reality. Just because
Okay,
you
but in that
imagine a
world,
God, just because you define God as having attributes, doesn't make unicorns exist. So demonstrate
okay,
God
yeah,
causing
I agree with
stars
that,
doing
but
that.
wait, but if we lived in that world, you would
We
say that's
don't.
evidence for
Demonstrate that
God,
we
right?
do, because your claim is that we do live in that world, so demonstrate it.
No. My claim isn't that we live in the star writing world. My claim is in the
Yeah,
star
it is.
writing
You
world,
said that God
that would be
created the
evidence for God.
universe. God does exist, so
No,
demonstrate
I'm
God
asking
existing.
specifically. Okay, the way that I'm demonstrating God existing is by providing evidence that's more expected under the God hypothesis than the not God hypothesis.
And if I grant
right?
your hypothetical, it's more likely in your hypothetical. Now prove the hypothetical true.
Okay, so you agree that it's more likely in the hypothetical.
And
right,
a
that God
hypothetical
exists.
that a God does exist, and the presupposition fallacy that God does already exist without any justification to actually prove that he does exist, yeah, it would be more likely. So now
Wait, but
demonstrate that he does
that's
exist.
the conversation that's going on right now.
It's a hypothetical,
justifying-
dude. It's a framework of abstract nothingness. You haven't demonstrated shit.
Okay, here's the reason why I think the hypothetical matters. Because
It
in
doesn't.
the hypothetical,
You have to demonstrate it.
Okay, I'm trying to demonstrate why the hypothetical matters.
Unicorns exist.
So-
Correct or false?
That I don't think that's true. Okay.
Why not?
Now, because I haven't seen any piece of data.
Oh shit,
which
that's
brings us
fucking
to that-
crazy. So you should
Wait, but
demonstrate
I
God.
did give you a piece of data. I did give you a piece of
No,
data.
you
like the
haven't. You
fine-tuning
gave a
data.
hypothetical.
No, but
Now-
the fine-tuning data was the first case, and then the hypothetical.
No,
was to
that's
show why
not
the
evidence
fine-tuning
that
data-
it's fine-tuned at all. You have not demonstrated God tuning
Wait,
shit.
but that's
You
to
said
beg
in
the
some
question about the fine-tuning
hypothetical
data.
possible world, if God did this, then it would mean that God is real. Wonderful. Demonstrate God doing it.
No, that's not what I said. What I said is, if we observe the fine-tuning data, that's more likely under the God
No, it's not.
hypothesis
No,
than
it's
the
not. What's
Okay,
more likely is
you don't-
actual physics doing what physics do. The descriptions of the universe, the laws of nature, gravity is why things are constant. Gravity is a constant. Gravity works not because of God, but because of space-time curvature. So where is
But
God?
Again, that's to beg the question against the theist
No, it's
once more.
not. What part is begging the
Well,
question?
because the part that
I just
you're
gave
saying
you
all
a
of these things
causal
are brought about-
mechanism. I just gave you a causal mechanism. Now demonstrate the
Okay,
begging the
part-
question.
The part that's begging the question is you're giving an explanation for something which doesn't rely on God, but obviously the theist says
There is no need
all
for
of
a
this-
God in it. Our observations, testings, and justifications
you're-
have no God
You're
in
saying
there.
that look, you're saying that the explanation for the fine-tuning data and all of this is naturalism, right? Or some natural
Correct, because
processes,
we can
right?
observe and
Now,
demonstrate that. Now observe and demonstrate God doing it.
now that being said, under naturalism, this is highly unlikely, right? It's
No,
1
it's
over
not.
10 to the
It's
power of
100% likely because there's no comparison. You can't compare
No,
it to
with
a God.
regards with regards to the epistemic modality, right?
I can make up a
What's
hypothetical
possible?
about Hogwarts and state that magic is more likely in that worldview, therefore Hogwarts is real. That's fucking bullshit,
Wait,
and you know it.
look. Maybe in that world, given the evidence
Correct.
that you
In the
give me,
world you are
Hogwarts is
making up
Mhm.
in your imagination,
Okay,
it is more likely. I live in
okay,
fucking reality. I don't know
okay.
about
The
you.
point.
I don't know where you live, but I live in
Okay,
reality where you have to demonstrate magical shit happening.
look. The point was the point of the hypothetical was to give you really, really, really good evidence for God,
You didn't
right?
provide shit.
That you'd
You
be forced
provided an
in the
imaginative
wait, but in the
story.
hypothetical, you agreed that that would be really good evidence for
If
God,
it
did you
was
not?
real,
Yeah.
now
If we
demonstrate
saw
that it is real.
wait, just to follow a linear dialogue. In the case, if we looked up at the night sky and we saw, the stars spelling out whatever, and that's the only thing that we had access to, let's say, then you would agree that's really good evidence for God, right?
Nope.
You don't think that if we looked up at the night sky and we
Why
saw
would
like the
we
Gospel
jump to
of John
God?
right now?
Why would we jump to
It's a
God as
God of the
opposed to
gaps.
any of the other possibilities that could
Well,
be based on
the
the actual knowledge that we have about our
Yeah,
universe?
Rancho, I don't
the
know if
reason
you're
why
LARPing as an atheist like Hegel does just to piss me off because it's fucking stupid, but you have to provide a causal mechanism to say that this was caused by a fucking deity. That is
you don't
just
okay,
seeing
you don't need to
something does not
provide.
equate to unicorns are real.
Okay, that's fine. What I'm trying to show is,
You're
like,
not showing
even in
anything.
that
You're
case,
failing miserably. You're getting rhetorically
wait, you need to.
backshotted right now. So what you need to
Okay,
do
rhetoric
is provide a
aside,
rhetoric
we
aside,
can
LARPing
look,
aside,
look, we can
justify
shake
God.
hands.
Are you
Look, we
atheist or
can look, we
theist?
can.
I can't tell if you're LARPing right
I'm,
now or not.
I'm genuinely an agnostic. I think that the fine-tuning data and the psychophysical harmony arguments are
I
good
think
evidence
that they're
for
really
God.
cool. I think it's really magnificently beautiful how the cosmos works, but there's zero evidence of a causal mechanism linking a God to any of it.
Wait, but you don't need evidence of the causal mechanism, right? You can have a
Yeah,
piece
you
of
do.
data
If you're going to
that's more
say that
expected.
something is caused by Bigfoot, you have to demonstrate Bigfoot causing it. Yes, you
Wait,
do.
but the claim
Do you
was
no,
God exists, right?
stop. Do you disagree with that? If you're saying that something caused something, you have to show the cause being this thing. Correct or false?
No, you just have to provide evidence that it caused it, right? You don't have to
Correct.
prove
You have
it
to
caused it.
show the cause is related to the thing you're stating caused it, correct?
No, you could just provide evidence. For example, evidence in that case that doesn't have anything to do with the causal mechanism
Computers were
would
made
be
by
something like,
leprechauns. We know this because a computer exists and it's more likely in a world with leprechauns, correct?
okay, but why is it more likely?
Because in the world of leprechauns make computers.
Hypotheticals aren't evidence.
Yeah, if wait, obviously hypotheticals.
If
can
leprechauns are
elucidate why
real,
certain
if
things are
no,
evidence.
listen, if leprechauns are real, computers would exist. Computers exist, therefore that's evidence for leprechauns, correct?
Wait, that's not valid.
That's
not
literally what you're saying. In the world of a magical
I'm not giving a-
unicorn, the
not
stars
giving
would
a-
align and say unicorn. Now demonstrate the actual
Okay, but
cause
then-
being a unicorn.
But the issue there
We
there
know
is
that
then we
computers exist
observe the
because of
data.
humans, because
Okay,
we have
but-
demonstrable data showing daily that computers wouldn't exist without a human creating it. And how do we know this?
Okay,
The
that's-
causal mechanism is going to watch computer engineers and mechanics
that's-
putting the pieces together for the formation of a computer. That's a causal link to humans making it. Now demonstrate the
that's all well
causal
and good.
link to
But you
relate a
don't- you don't
God to
need
the
have-
universe.
wait,
Yes,
you
you
don't need
do.
to have the causal link to have
Yes,
evidence.
you do.
And here's why. Imagine, for instance,
Yes, you do.
wanted, evidence of Bigfoot or something like that, right? Or evidence that, Bigfoot caused, let's say, the death of, 3 travelers, right? You don't need to know anything about the causal mechanism of Bigfoot killing the 3 travelers. But let's say that, for example, there was a survivor who witnessed everything, and he's reliable, and he just tells you this. Now his claim
I would
itself,
not believe
for
him.
his testimony,
I would believe something happened.
if he
and
was
no,
reliable,
listen, no.
Mhm.
No.
you
In
don't think
high
that that's-
intense
you don't think if he was a
situations,
reliable narrator.
in high intense situations like that, people's memory fail them. So here's what I
Okay,
would
obviously,
believe.
yeah,
Him
assuming
saying,
all of
listen,
that- all of
stop,
that set aside,
stop.
right?
Him
all of that
saying
set aside, you
him
agree?
saying Bigfoot came and slaughtered my friends would be evidence that something slaughtered his friends. It is not evidence for Bigfoot's existence.
Okay,
We also
but
can't-
it's
we also
it's
can't
okay.
set
It's
all that
evidence that
aside.
something's wait. It's evidence that something slaughtered his friends,
Correct.
even if you don't know the causal mechanism
Correct.
by which something slaughtered his
Correct,
friends,
because
right?
there is
Similarly,
demonstrable
the
evidence of
fine-tuning
dead
data.
bodies and
Similarly,
parts.
yeah. Similarly, there's demonstrable evidence of the fine-tuning data and the constants being arranged in a
Correct.
certain way.
Nope,
And the range
false.
of constants
There's
being
evidence
assigned
of
as
the
such.
constants existing. They were not arranged
Mhm.
by some entity. They were arranged by
I'm not
natural.
saying arranged
Stop.
by
They were
something. Wait,
arranged
that's
by
the begging
natural.
question against the
Stop.
theist, though.
No, you're begging the question a lot. I'm glad that you know what begging the question is.
How am I
So
begging the question? I'm
constants
trying to
work like
provide
this.
evidence.
Gravity, for instance, the cause of gravity is space-time curvature and mass and distance. That's the cause for gravity. So there you go. Your argument falls apart. There's no causal mechanism showing a God doing shit.
Look, but that's to beg the question against the theist.
No, it's
because
not.
Obviously, the theist.
No, it's not.
because the
There is
theist
no
would say that
begging the
cause-
question. Nope. Nope. To say that gravity works based
Well,
on
why do you not
space-time
think that's
curvature
begging
is
the
not begging the question. That is literally
No,
providing
what's begging the
external of
question-
itself
Wait, what's
evidence
begging
and
the question is
premises
say
to
that
justify how
the-
gravity does
you know,
what gravity
God is the
does.
cause of all of that.
I don't think you
In
know
the
what
case
begging
of
the
the
question
constant,
is,
Yeah, begging the question is a sort of vicious premise circularity. Okay.
which is what you're
Now-
doing because you're incapable of providing justification
Wait,
external of the
okay,
claim.
Which one of my which one of my premises is parasitic on the conclusion?
You're stating over and over the constants exist because of God, and then you say it exists because it's likely in some hypothetical that God exists.
That's not one of my premises. Okay, my conclusion is God exists, right? Or God is. It's more likely that God exists than God does not exist, right? Okay, that's the conclusion. Now, the piece of data that's evidence is the constants. Now, why is the evidence or why is the evidence that I'm providing, of the constants? Why is that data evidence for God instead of evidence for naturalism? And the reason for that is because under naturalism, we would assume some sort of indifference principle.
False.
So the probability that it goes to, one of them. Wait, you agreed to this earlier.
Gravity
the
works
probability-
because of space-time curvature, not God. So
Wait,
your
that's-
constants
look,
argument
that's
has
the-
already
again, that's
failed.
Wait. For you to say that, look, I have,
Does gravity work
God
because
isn't-
of space-time curvature? Yes or no?
How is that relevant whatsoever?
It's a constant.
Okay, there's other. Okay,
Is
one, it's
gravity a
not
constant?
Gravity itself. No, it's the gravitational.
I am
constant.
demonstrating one constant.
Gravity. Wait. Gravity is a fundamental force that relates
Mhm.
between two different objects, right?
Mhm.
Now, obviously, there's different.
Is it a
there's
constant?
different gravitational force. No, it's not.
Gravity is not a
There's
constant.
There's a gravitational constant. G,
Correct.
right, which is like 6.67 times 10 to the power of 23
Correct.
or whatever. Now, there's different gravitational forces on everything, right? The gravitational force on me is different from the gravitational force on you.
Correct.
Right? So the
Wait,
gravitational
no,
force
that's
itself.
it's all going to be the same gravity. It's going to be different because
No,
our
okay,
mass is
the-
different.
Yeah, exactly. The mass is different.
The constant is
gravitational
that
force-
it doesn't actually change. Okay, it's just what changes is the distance of mass.
Wait, the
and the
gravity
curving.
the gravitational force on me can change from different objects. Like as I get closer and closer
The
to you,
force is
your
not what
the gravitational
changes,
force-
it's the mass
the
which is a
magnet-
change.
The magnet, no.
The
the
different
magnitude of the
mass
magnet
and the
changes
different
with-
curvature is
with
what
direction.
changes. You have different
No,
weights,
because
you have
the-
different
no,
mass,
the
you have different
formula- The formula is
distance.
G m1 m2 over r squared, right? That's the formula. G m1 m2 over r squared. So as r squared gets lower and lower,
Brother, that's
then-
how gravity works,
then-
correct or false?
Yeah.
Does
so
God
obviously
have
the
anything to do
gravitational
with
force
it?
Can change, right? Look, yes, I think that God does have something.
Demonstrate that.
To do with it. I think. Okay, so
I
we
know,
agree
I understand that
there's-
you think that God does something like that. Now demonstrate it. Why should
Okay,
I
that's what I'm
think
trying to do.
that God does that?
Okay. The reason why you should think that God has something to do with that is because the set of constants, for example, G, Kirchhoff's constant, with regards to, I think it's like Q, right? The mass of electron, all of these things, there's a very narrow range that permits for life. We would expect God to want life, and under naturalism, we would assume a principle of indifference, meaning that once we observe the data that we see life permitting constants, then we should update accordingly. And according to Bayes' theorem, we should update in favor of the God hypothesis.
No, we
So that's
shouldn't.
trivially evidence for
There's
God.
no evidence that God did it.
Wait, I just provided the evidence.
No, you didn't.
Wait,
You
you
said
not-
according
not
to your
understand
no, you said that according to your definition and hypothetical of a magical creature existing that would want to do this, it's likely. Therefore, it's true.
Yeah,
No.
but for you to say that, but for you to say that God does not exist is to beg the question. You
No,
agree
it's
with
not.
that, right?
Oh yeah, if I said that without providing an explanation, yeah. Your God doesn't
Okay.
exist because you can't have a changeless state have change. Therefore, God existing outside of time could not have interacted with time. Therefore, he did not create the universe. Therefore, the whole story is false. So here's what I'm going to bring you back to and teach you. You're making up a hypothetical. It doesn't exist. You need to demonstrate that it exists. Just because in your hypothetical it is hypothetically possible and hypothetically more likely doesn't make it real.
Okay. Look, maybe we can sort of agree to shake hands here and pick up this conversation. I told you like roughly 50 minutes ago that I had to go in 20 minutes.
That's true.
Unfortunately, I'm here at Publix.
That's fair enough, brother.
But I'm happy to pick this up a different time. But yeah, I mean, good talk, man. You know, we can shake hands to leave it here, and then
I appreciate the way you're wanting to end it. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course, man.
You have yourself a good day, brother. Oh my God. Literally using Hegel's like funny argument. Like it's not even a good argument. No, Rancho didn't run. He's busy.
Seems like this is a post hoc defining God into existence, right?
It is.
Because it's only after the fact that we've defined God as something that would want the universe to exist, when we have no way to actually know this, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you there. All right, we're gonna get up Edward's dilemma after first. We got some super chats. All right, College Coffee with the $2 super chat. You two are fucking badasses that need a toast. Coffee said that when it was just me and you still. And then another Coffee, Woden Coffee was fucking shouting you out, dude. With another $2 super chat. We got another $2 super chat from Coffee. Your badass mods need to shout out. Mods over gods. I do agree. My mods are absolutely the fucking best. You guys were dealing with that spammer like absolute legends. I absolutely love you guys. You're amazing. Another $2 super chat from Samurai Jack. What's your criteria for evidence besides observance? Well, it really depends on what we're talking about, really. When it comes to something empirical, like I made a computer, I would need to provide a causal mechanism empirically to demonstrate that I created this computer. Something like logic something purely metaphysical would have to follow the laws of logic. Samurai Jack sent gold coin for 10 jewels. Hell yeah, guys. Thank you, Samurai. You guys are legends. Coffee, you're a legend. Appreciate you guys for the super chats. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Let's go ahead and get Edward's dilemma in here now. What's up, Edward? Been a minute.
You got me?
You're really quiet, like you're super far away.
Got me?
There you are. Yeah. What's up, man? What you got for us?
I can't hear you, man. I'm gonna have to try to call back.
Okay, go for it. I'll let you back up if you get back right on.
You hear me?
When we can hear him just fine, he can't hear us. Lame.
I know, right? Yeah, try to request back up, Edwards. We'll test that out again.
You got two Faye up here. Wild stuff.
Love that. All right, well, while we wait for him to come back, we'll get right here in here. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? What's up, man?
Hey, man, what you got for us today?
I have evidence that God exists.
Which God?
Just any one of them.
Okay, did you want to, I would love it if you proved Vishnu, personally.
Okay, are you ready?
Go for it.
1 second.
Okay.
Do you think that people arrive at true beliefs ever?
That's a good question. Justified true beliefs, yes.
Like here's some of my beliefs, and tell me if you think they're true. We're having a conversation. Generally, hands have 5 fingers. The color red exists. Beliefs like that.
Right. Yeah. Justified true belief. Yeah. I don't believe in certainty or absolutes.
I don't either.
But yeah,
okay.
Justified true belief.
I think an overwhelming amount of the time, people are coming to true beliefs at a rate of hundreds or thousands of beliefs a second. For example, when you're driving a car, you come to thousands of beliefs a second. That okay. Well, given that track record, right? I am one such agent. I drive a car to work. I drive a car home. So given that I can formulate thousands of correct beliefs a second, my evidence that Vishnu exists is that I claim that Vishnu exists. And since claims are evidence, then you would agree that that's evidence.
Why'd you add in the claims are evidence part? You gotta justify that.
Well, claims are evidence. You disagreed.
No, I didn't.
Wait.
Where did I say claims are evidence, or that your claim automatically makes it evidence
I just
or
got you
truth?
to agree with the rationale behind the fact that claims are evidence, because claims are usually made by agents who just so happen to come to thousands of correct beliefs a minute.
I said justified true belief, brother. I mean, come on, you got that was really funny though. That was a good joke. I appreciate it.
It's not a joke. Claims are evidence.
I said justified true belief.
But I can.
You got to justify every single claim beyond a reasonable doubt for it to be true.
No, I wasn't giving you justification that God exists. I was giving you.
You asked me, do I believe in true claims? I said specifically, I believe in justified true beliefs beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Any claim needs to be justified external of the claim itself by evidence.
Right, I agree. I agree for you to hold that.
So claims are not evidence. They can become. We can find evidence for claims, but a claim is not evidence.
You would need justification to take on the view that Vishnu exists. I agree. I'm not trying to get you to take on that view. I'm just trying to get you to understand that.
Right. So you agree that claiming Vishnu exists doesn't make Vishnu exist, right? You're joking, right?
I never claimed that Vishnu existed because I said Vishnu did. I said me claiming that Vishnu exists is evidence that Vishnu exists.
I don't agree with that. It's not justified. And also evidence is facts and information leading to a true conclusion. And there's no evidence or facts leading to the claim that Vishnu exists. Therefore, it's not evidence for Vishnu's existence. What you have is just begging the question.
Well, the belief forming mechanism was come to by a reliable method.
I claim Vishnu exists, therefore Vishnu exists is literally begging the question by definition.
Oh, no. I didn't claim Vishnu existed.
That you said word for word, I claim Vishnu exists, therefore he exists.
Nope. No, I didn't.
Do I need to rewind it?
The mechanism was come to by what? No.
The belief was formed with a reliable belief forming mechanism.
And what's that reliable belief forming mechanism?
His brain.
Agents like you or I that come to thousands of correct beliefs a minute.
He's claiming because we think correctly sometimes, therefore
not
all
reliable
beliefs are true.
Belief forming. Like that is the opposite of what humans are.
You think that on average
more information.
You think that on average humans are unreliable sensory receptors?
Yes.
2 + 2 = 5.
How do you navigate through the world, assuming that all your faculties are irrationally functioning?
Carefully and probably not optimally.
That's just. I mean,
you're trolling, right? You are trolling.
No,
this whole thing is a troll, right? I've seen your name before. I don't remember talking to you, but I know we've talked.
We've talked a bunch. We've talked like a couple times.
I can't tell if you're trolling or not. This sounds very much like
I'm not
a
trolling. But I think that the reason that you think I'm trolling is because you think that I'm proving something that I'm not proving. I'm not proving that Vishnu is real. You understand that?
I
navigate through the world by type 1 and type 2 errors.
But the reason, but with type 1 and type 2 errors, I mean, that just doesn't wrestle with the fact that we still, whenever you drive to work and you make it there safely, it turns out that you've, formulated like hundreds of thousands of true beliefs, right? Otherwise, you would not have made it to
the
work.
sun is in front of me. My car is going 60 miles an hour.
Dogs exist, on average, people have 10 fingers.
The evidence
I feel like you're not taking into account all of the things that we rule out in order to help form the correct assertion that we come to make a decision. We definitely discard far more information. I'm sorry, I'm still talking. I'm sorry. We discard far more things in our brains that are inaccurate to come to narrow down an accurate thing.
Right. Yeah. And when we discern that something is unreliable, do we toss it aside?
Not always.
Not always, but yeah. I mean,
I'm saying in the world that you're describing, right, where we toss out hundreds of beliefs before you arrive at the couple good ones.
Well, you toss out even more because now you see everything upside down.
But when
you're
we
throwing away the
those,
upside down vision and reinterpreting everything as right side up.
When we toss out those beliefs, is that more often than not the correct decision?
But let me bring this back to the driving scenario of justified true belief. I know, but it's moving on in my head.
Wait,
so when we're driving,
Fairy Queen. So my question was when.
So when we're driving, the justified true belief based on speed is going to be because of the speedometer. We have no reason to believe that it's not accurate because it had to have go through a mechanic and it had to have been meeting regulations and accuracy standards to be able to be on the road legally. So I have all the justification to believe that the speedometer is accurate to my speed, which is why I have a justified true belief that I'm going 60 miles per hour. All justifications are not evidence because of a claim of stating that this is what's happening. It's based on the justification of evidence proving the claim to be.
Well, I mean, I guess I'd
like to
I could
move
try
on to the
my-
next guest if you're going to continue trolling, though.
I am not trolling. I don't know why
You very much are. Let's
He's
go
a
on.
friend of Wubby.
Oh, he's a friend of KG?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because his immediate, oh, don't run, like that. Yeah, that's why I started meeting him. Yeah, because I was trying to go back to a point you had made. I know that you were trying to respond to her, but I was trying to go back to something you had already said. I didn't say don't run. You didn't say don't run, correct? You said something along the lines. Different verbiage, different words. Along the lines of Cartesian. Let's get Cartesian Bussy up here. Oh, guess we're getting Rose up, or that's SX.
Yo, is it still showing Cartesian Bussy, Cody?
It is. Yeah, it showed SX when you were coming up. Now it's showing Cartesian.
Oh. I got restricted on my main because I went live and Kylo started like saying some crazy shit.
Nice. Oh, it swapped over to SX.
Nice.
There we go. All right, we're gonna get Rose up. What is up, Rose?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, you over the age of 18?
I am.
Wonderful. Which god do you believe in?
Just a general creator.
Oh, we got all the Discord KG guys coming in here. Cool. What you got for us?
Have you looked at the trees?
I love you.
There's
I
no way
love
you're
you.
serious.
I love you. That was pretty good. I appreciate that.
No, I'm an agnostic.
It's funny.
I'm a friendly.
I love that. That was pretty good. I needed that. Good little release. But have you looked at nicotine?
Have you looked at her?
Well, that's
Well, right here is still trying to come back up. SX, do you want to argue with right here?
Right here? Who's that?
He was just up, the Cubby or whatever friend, KG friend.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
All right, Rose, I appreciate you hopping up and saying hi. That was pretty funny. I'm going to drop you down so we can get right
love.
here. Yeah, you have a good one, brother. All right, let's get right here. I'm going to let you two. I'm going to mute up, all right?
Yeah, cool.
How's it going, brother?
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, so I was just trying to walk evidence first through this kind of I don't know if you keep up with like philosophy, like the zeitgeist, but recently there's been this like big divide going around where like old like call in like philosophy shows or something will say like claims are not evidence, right? And it turns out like what they're kind of saying, they're not really like, they're kind of being hyperbolic about that, right? Because made by a rational agent, even one who is, let's say, they make an odd number of claims in their life, and there's just one more true claim than false claim, right? On average, that agent will be saying things, right, as long as they're in earnest that are true.
Like, is that the mutually exclusive relationship to truth tracking equals truth value?
No, it's just like all else equal, a claim spoken by a rational agent, honestly, is evidence for the claim, right?
Yeah,
So
I would just take it to be the case that it's a special plead on the part, right? A rational agent has the ability to truth track and lie as well. If you're going to favor the truth tracking over the lie, I would just like reject that completely. I would say it would have to be a neutral position that denies the partition. Right. Any claims could be baseless. If a claim is baseless, it is neutral, right? It doesn't have a foundation built upon it.
Yeah,
if you're just
right,
going
and
to favor the truth tracking and then say it's evidence, it
well,
just
I would
doesn't
agree,
make
but
sense.
So
I
like
I don't
imagine.
think I would say this though. Like I think that I would contest this, and I would say that any claims made by a rational agent that are true are the only thing that they are
It's a true claim then.
of it's a true claim, but it's only evidence of an experience. If we
Okay, the
want to like,
definition
Well, one
of
like they had an
evidence
experience
is
that they're now. Well, no, what I'm saying is that they had an experience. They're now reiterating this experience, right? But they could be reiterating that experience, true as far as they know, but still limited to the knowledge that they have, right?
it just depends.
Well,
Well, I
what
mean,
I'm saying,
Look,
does
the
that
dependency would be, right, like here's the relevant distinction that I would make semantically, right? So the definition of evidence is something that raises the probability of a proposition in question. This would be the proposition, right? The claim itself. So let's say I claim that I am God. Where is the probability raising substance within this statement?
I can tell you. Yeah.
well,
So
like, can I just finish
Yeah,
what I
sure.
was saying? Yeah,
Sure.
it's like the end of what I was gonna say here was just that it's only evidence of an experience or a thing that they've experienced that has happened, and in order to move it beyond that, we have to put some kind of parameter around what that experience is, and once we do that, we can now investigate whether those parameters align with reality to get to actual empirical evidence.
Well, okay. You guys agree? Surely you agree that if X is evidence for Y,
Well,
then not
we
X
don't
is evidence
agree.
for not Y, right?
The thing is, me and Ferry don't agree.
You don't agree that if X is evidence for Y, then not X is evidence for not Y?
That's not what I'm saying. I don't think you heard the last few statements I made.
I did, and
But
that's
sure,
why
we
I'm
can
asking.
go ahead and move on. Oh, what's your question?
No, this isn't moving on. I'm contending directly with what you said. You said that you would reject.
My question was right. Was that if the proposition set in question, like, okay, I make the claim, right? The claim is I am God.
Yeah.
Where within that is something that raises the probability of this proposition? It just
Yeah,
seems to be viciously
Yeah,
circular.
I'm telling.
That the
I'm about.
proposition is
So
the evidence.
so
for
I
the
wasn't moving
proposition.
on. I'm telling you what raises the probability. Okay. Do you agree that, like, it's a basic like contraposition? Like X
Yeah.
is evidence for Y is just identical to not X is evidence for not Y.
Yeah, but we're using X as evidence for X.
No,
in
we're
this
not.
instance.
There's
The
there's a
claim
difference
is
between
the evidence.
There's difference between you being God and you claiming that you're God. Very obviously.
What?
There's a difference between you being God and you
It's
claiming
still
that
a
you're
claim,
God.
correct?
Very obviously. Yeah, but you said it's the same. You said we're using X as evidence for X.
No,
X
no,
there. If
I'm-
we substitute the variable X for you
Is
are
me
God,
saying
and
is
the
the
variable
claim
X
me
for you
saying
claim
I
that
am
you're
God
God, then those are
evidence
not
for
the
me
same
being
variable.
God?
Just very trivially.
Yeah, is me saying I'm God raising the probability that I am
Yes.
God?
Yes.
Show
And
that.
I'll tell you why. Yeah. Okay. So like I've been trying to get at, and you keep saying that I'm not answering you. X is evidence for Y equals not X is evidence for not Y. Okay. Do you agree?
I don't agree. Why would I ever grant that?
You don't agree that
Why? That's just
What?
viciously circular when it comes to there is no partition. There is
look,
no symmetry
look,
breaker.
thi-
It's
what I'm
viciously
doing
circular.
what I'm doing with this question. Do you agree that if something is the case, then it follows that it can be the case?
If something is the case, it is the case.
If that's not what I asked you. Do you agree?
If something is the case, it's not that it can be
does
the
it
case.
follow
It
that
is the
because
case.
something is the case that it can be the case?
No.
If something is the case,
What?
no.
So
If
you
something
reject,
is the case, it is necessary that it is the case. That doesn't mean it's possible.
You're just in
It
front of
is
my face
happening.
rejecting axiom T in front of my face.
You can reject
Something
axioms, bro.
something cannot
Yeah, you can,
be
but
the
why
case
would
and
you?
be the case at
Wait,
the same
wait,
time.
Cody,
Those are
wait,
two
Cody,
different states
Cody.
of affairs. What?
Wait, Cody, does that resonate with you? Do you agree that if something is then it is possible?
If something is, then it is possible.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with
obviously,
right
but
here
it
on this.
is.
Okay, then why'd you say no, dumb fuck?
Because it is. What does it
Yeah?
mean? It's already when something is
Yeah?
possible, it means that
Yeah.
it's not instantiated yet. Slow boy.
It just follows that if
Are
something
you capable
is the
of
case,
tracking what
then
I'm
it can be
saying,
the
or do you
case.
need a fucking like pacemaker? Are you just like
Oh my
behind? Are you lagging?
God.
Are you good? Okay, so I'm going to repeat what I said again.
Insane blunder.
If something is the case, then it is necessarily the case.
Yeah, this is.
If I am gay,
so you're not.
I am necessarily gay. It's not possible that I'm gay, right? Possibility would require prior.
Look.
What are you saying?
Now you're not rejecting Axiom T, right? You agree now that if something is
Axiom
the case,
T does not apply in this instance, you stupid fuck.
Wait, Axiom T is that if it is the case...
Oh my god, wait, if something is possible, is it the case?
That's not what I said.
Oh, that's not what you said, but that is what you're saying in reverse terms. So that's a concession. You retract your original statement, dumb fuck.
SX, I
What?
do gotta warn you that your mic is being overbearing.
Sorry.
It's kind of fuzzy.
Sorry.
Look, the claim from the beginning was just that Axiom T is true, right? I was trying to get you on common ground before we diverge.
Would you elaborate Axiom T for me?
Yeah, Axiom T just says that an axiom that we can accept in something like, some kind of classical logic is that if something is, then it can be. If X is, then X can be, right? If something is the case, then it follows that it can be the case.
I feel like that could be semantically
the
disagreed
case.
with, because like a possibility means it could be this or this, but if it is this, then it's not possible for it to be this. Does that make sense? Like I feel like for possibility it could be this as the case, but if it is this the case, then the possibility of it being the case is true, but it could also possibly be, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I feel like this is a semantical
Is it possible that you exist?
Is it possible that I exist? Yes, of course it is.
Okay,
because why?
do you exist?
Because why? Because of Axiom T.
Do you
I
exist?
do exist. I do exist. Therefore,
So
it is
you
possible.
necessarily exist.
I see what you're saying.
No,
I think I can
nobody's
accept both
using
of you.
necessary language.
Oh, so
dude,
you
calm
possibly
down.
exist. You
Wait,
don't exist.
take a couple of steps back. You look foolish right
Look,
now.
I think you need a pacemaker because I don't think you're.
I think I
tracking
do
the
understand.
dialogue.
I think I do understand what Right here is saying. Because it is true, it's also possible that
it
it's
has
true.
to be possible.
No,
because it is
it's
actual.
not possible. It's necessary. If something is true, it has to be necessarily true.
Necessary
it's
things-
not possibly true if it's already actualized.
I didn't say anything about necessary.
Okay, yeah, so it's semantic. We're
No.
arguing semantics.
No.
Yeah,
we are. I mean, we are arguing semantics, but S is right.
There's no semantics here.
Well, I agree
okay.
because I agree with what SX is saying, but right here I also agree with what you're saying. I think because SX is saying possibly true, but we're not saying it's possibly true. We're saying it is true, so it's no longer a possibly true. It just is true. But you're
Okay,
saying
are
because it
necessary-
is
Okay,
true,
wait,
it's
wait.
also possible
Just
for
to
it to
break
be
it-
true.
Are necessary
possibly
things
true and
are
true are
necessary
not
things either
simultaneously the
necessary
same.
or impossible?
Say that
Yes,
again.
absolutely.
Okay, what's the opposite of impossible?
Necessary.
Yeah. Okay. And so that means.
Wait,
That was a good
no.
gotcha. That was a good
What is
gotcha.
possible? What is possible in this instance? If something is possible, there is a scale of possibility to which that includes impossibility and
but I'm not
possibility.
using. I never
But
use
possibility
necessary.
is not
I never
definite.
use.
Something
I never use
impossible
the
is
necessary
definitively
language, bro.
non-coherent,
Oh my
non-existent. Something necessary is something definitively
Bro,
existent.
why are we talking about necessary? Axiom T doesn't involve necessity.
Oh
I think you're both talking about
terrible.
something different. I think it's
Okay,
very
let me get back to
semantical.
my original point before this then. Okay, now, X is evidence for Y just means not X is evidence for not Y.
What is
That's
Y
true.
in this instance?
What are you talking about?
No, he's just saying in general.
Why would you ask that question?
He's just saying
No.
in general.
Within my hypothetical, right? I just want to set some ground terms. So I made the claim that I am God. What is X and what is Y?
Oh, yeah, X is evidence for Y. You claiming that you're God is evidence that you are God. That means
so it's
that...
viciously circular, right?
Nope.
Oh, so it's not?
How is that not?
That's right.
Circular?
I can explain it to you guys if you let me get through
Yeah, sure.
what I've been trying to get to the last 6 times I've tried to speak. Yeah. Okay, so in a world where it's populated by, let's say, 1,000 agents, and all of them come to the wrong belief 100% of the time, we agree that any claim made by these agents, let's say that we were going to flip a coin, right? And the agents agreed that it was going to be heads. You would say that a rational agent would put their money on tails, right?
Right.
Because these creatures they make the wrong decisions.
Yeah,
right? They have a track record.
But humans don't
Yes.
have a 100%.
I agree.
Correct.
But here's the thing. As long as you agree that if 100% of the people, right, make the wrong decision 100% of the time, okay, that establishes one side. Now,
No,
I would
100% of the time
agree.
means always.
Wait, let me just get through it, please.
So I would
please.
agree with you
Please, baby
if
boy,
100% of the time everyone says a claim and it is true, therefore a claim would be
okay,
evidence
yeah,
for something.
cool.
I would agree with
That's
that.
the- okay,
but that's
that's
not
the other
true
side.
for reality.
I agree. That's the other side.
Are you
okay,
saying
so
it's
now
a perfect 50-50?
Bro, SX, can you just calm down and think about the errors that you made in this conversation, please?
Yo,
Okay,
I'm gonna be completely honest.
on
real
one
quick.
side we have
we're gonna do a quick track break.
on one
okay?
on one side
this
we
is
have
gonna take about.
perfectly
Sorry, I didn't
irrational
realize I
agents,
was
right?
done speaking.
And we
sorry,
know
I didn't
that the
realize I was
claims
done
that
speaking.
are made by these
Apologies.
agents,
Sorry, I didn't
right?
realize I was done
If
speaking.
we're
I'm just
gonna
gonna
make a
talk over
bet,
you.
right?
So
They're
the
generally
issue with
false
what
tracking,
he's
right? They
saying
don't
is that
track the truth.
he's special
Now, on
pleading
the other
that
side, like what
because
evidence
moral
Merce was saying,
agents
if
and
we have
agents
100% of
have
people,
the ability
and
to. Thank you
those
for the gift.
people
Thank you for the
reliably
gift. Thank you
track
for the
truth
gift. Thank you
100%
for the
of the
gift.
times they speak,
Because
that's
moral
the other side
agents
of it.
have
Now,
the
all we gotta
ability
do,
to
now that we've
truth
established
track,
that there's both
that
sides,
means
is
that any
determine
claim
how
made
often
is truth
humans,
tracking and
rational
therefore
agents, come to correct beliefs.
raises the
And
probability
hosts
of.
already
Thank
agreed
you for
that
the
we come
gift.
to
Thank you for the
thousands
gift.
of
Thank you
correct
for the
beliefs a
gift. Holy,
second,
I can't
and
say
I
that
assume
much.
he would agree that we do
Okay.
not come to, or we come to
He is
less
special
than
pleading that
1,000
because
false
a
beliefs a
claim,
second.
right, is made by an agent that can have truth tracking potential, right? It is the case that there is some truth tracking involved, therefore it raises the probability of the proposition. However, I disagree because on the contrary, it would also be true if I say, well, no, it actually decreases the possibility of the proposition because they can also lie, right? Well, no. It would just be a neutral position to be fair to both sides, right? The most justifiable position, which is just denying the partition of the affirmation of raising the probability.
That's
or
what I was
decreasing
going to
the
say is my
probability.
steel man as well. So if that's a straw man, go on ahead and restate the position.
Yeah, my position isn't that, like, okay, the tagline claims are evidence. I understand how that can be interpreted as any claim is evidence, right? What claims are evidence means is that claims made by genuine rational agents are evidence, right? Obviously, if somebody's lying, this is, but we don't, and a claim here can be a thought that you have to yourself.
Is a reasonable thinking person or agent capable of making mistakes?
Yes.
Okay, then
But-
it's not evidence for it. We have to look at the
Yes, it
claim
is.
and see if the claim is true
Bro,
external.
I have
Correct?
3 more sentences.
Well, no,
right,
you're,
we do.
you're,
We
you're
kind of
presupposing,
do, but
though.
what I'm presupposing is this, and that's a good question. I'm presupposing that humans come to more true beliefs than false ones. That's all.
Even if I did grant that, I don't. But even if I did grant that, that doesn't make every claim by a reasonable agent a true claim, just because majority of the time they have a true claim.
Look, right, get your 3 sentences
All else
out,
equal,
and then
it
I
does.
just want to, like, semantically just, like, give you back shots.
Yeah, you want to do what to me?
Semantically give you back shots. I'm climaxing right now.
Explain
just
what that.
waiting for you
Explain what
to
that is.
consent
Oh
Explain.
my god.
Yeah, sure. So
I'm
semantical
unfamiliar.
back shots
Explain.
just mean I'm gonna walk and trample you, right?
Uh-huh.
Over definitions, right? Whether that be stipulative or whatever, right? The definition of truth is something which corresponds with reality, which means that it would have to be verified independent of a mind.
What do you mean? What do you mean the
Claims
definition?
are
do you
made
disagree with that,
and
right?
are dependent on a mind. Therefore, a claim can also have the potential to not correspond with reality.
Yeah, of course.
Therefore, it would be negative evidence if it's a claim that doesn't correspond with reality.
Okay. Yeah, of course. If
Do
correspondence
unicorns correspond
theory
with
is true,
reality? Do they
No.
correspond with nature?
no.
Wonderful. So that means that it's actually less probable now that unicorns exist, right?
I agree, but
possible.
if a rational
Oh,
agent,
so it's not evidence now, it's a negation.
but if a rational agent claims that unicorns exist, it raises the probability that they do exist.
Whoa.
What?
What the
Why
Yes.
would I ever accept that? You just conceded
Yeah,
that
because-
something which does not correspond with reality doesn't raise the probability of a
here's
proposition,
why.
but rather than negation.
Here's why.
I mean, I know my one true
Because-
unicorn
one
is
second.
real.
Let me answer that question, please. I'm getting steamrolled. Here's why. Because it's a trivial truth that you can have evidence for things that are false. That's why.
Wait, do false things correspond with reality?
No. That just means that false things aren't true.
Oh, if something isn't true, then
Bro, you
there
really
is no
just said
truth
false.
to
You
make
just
them
really
false.
said false
They're
things aren't
truthless.
true and fucking did
Holy
a
shit.
winning laugh.
Yeah, my laugh was beatboxing. I can't do that.
Bro's out here. Wait.
Wait.
You should apply. You should apply
Is
for
it
like
true
a
that
Nobel
it's
Prize
false?
or something.
Is it true that it's false?
Bro just said false things aren't true. If correspondence theory is true, false things aren't true. Things that don't correspond to reality do not correspond to reality.
I
That's
can't lie,
what you
I'm
just said.
completely ignorant in correspondence theory. Here's where I'll agree with you right here. I understand where you're coming from with the ideas, but when we're talking about something like a unicorn, no matter how reasonable the person is,
oh my god, thank you for the gift,
or the agent, just them claiming that the unicorn is true is not evidence that the unicorn is real.
That's not true. I can show you why. Now let's go to the second world where all the agents, right? Let's say there are 1,000 agents.
right here. Thank the person gifting you.
1 second,
right
dumbass.
Here, thank
1 second,
the person
dumbass.
gifting you.
1 second, dumbass.
You're getting money.
1 second,
thank
dumbass.
the person gifting
1
you.
second, dumbass.
Oh my god, he's so disingenuous. He's unappreciative.
Look.
I'm sorry, Mitch.
Hey, fuck you guys for the gifts. Okay, here. Now, in the second world, right, where let's say that there are 1,000 agents, and every time they say something, it always
right. No, I get that
tracks
part.
the truth. Okay.
Wait, could you just repeat your last statement? Sorry, I wasn't hooked in on
down.
Let him finish.
I'm speaking. Yeah, if one of those agents said that unicorns exist, and you had to bet on whether unicorns
I would grant that
exist,
as evidence. Yes.
Yes. Okay, but that's just to say that as long as on average, right, people come to more true beliefs than false beliefs, then
I don't grant that.
But I agree. But that's just to say that if that's the case, then some minute microscopic amount of evidence is going to be gained by a claim.
Let me caveat here. Here's a little trial of a defeater.
Yeah.
Let me try and think of how to phrase this correctly. Let's say the majority of people that make a claim, majority of the time it is true. There's a likelihood that their claim could be true and that there could be evidence for it, but we still have to independently verify it with external evidence.
I hate to say this because this is going to give flashbacks, but that is begging the question against my view. Because you said that, okay, they could claim it, but we would still need evidence.
Your view is special pleading.
That's just to say that.
Can you define begging the question for me?
That's just to say, huh?
Can you define begging the question for me?
Yeah, I mean, I can
not perfectly, but like just like yeah.
Yeah, begging the question would
definition.
Begging the question would be something like having a premise that is necessary to reach the conclusion of your argument, that somebody who doesn't already agree with the conclusion wouldn't accept that premise.
So you're part of the
So
KG.
you're also begging the question.
And the premise there that was assumed was that claims are not evidence, which is the opposite of my claim, which would be begging.
Yeah, and your necessary
precondition. I didn't assume that. My
explanation.
explanation.
Wait, okay, then I can explain to you how I thought that.
Well, I'll restate my explanation.
Okay, go ahead.
So the reason I would not grant the claim as the evidence is because there is still a probability % of being false. So I would externally, independently verify the claim through evidence that justifies the claim.
Yeah, but you're a fallibilist, right? About knowledge?
What does that mean?
You said you don't believe in certainty.
Right, yeah. If we reduce all metaphysics all down, I grant that I presuppose a metaphysical framework.
No, I'm not trying to get you in any kind of gotcha like that. I'm just saying that because of what you just said, either you're gonna have to change the parameters or that's gonna apply to anything else.
Well, no, I grant justified true beliefs. Claims that are justified independently by evidence is what I'll grant.
Wait, just very quickly, Cody. Right, if something is necessary, is it certainly true?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do accept certainty. Yeah, sure.
Fuck you. That was a good one.
Continue.
But you agree with Fairy Queen that you think that humans, let's just say humans in this case, come to more false beliefs than true ones?
I don't know if I necessarily agree that that's true in all cases, but like for instance, if we think about how human beings observed with our eyes, everything we see is upside down, and then the information is going through the filter of our brain to flip it right side up. So we see everything incorrectly, and then it's fixed. So all of our observations technically are incorrect in the first place. The world is not upside down. So based on that, 100% of everything we observe is false. So like it's really dependable. Like
what? I don't understand how that follows.
Okay, right here. Let's just fake it out like this. Yo, shut
No.
your bitch ass up. Like, I'll rhetorically just like bitch slap you. Like,
Do it.
fuck.
Do it.
Ooh, shit.
Real quick,
You
I
got a
just gotta
degradation
drop
kink over
because
here?
I have an appointment to go to.
Okay,
So.
I appreciate you
good
being
luck.
up here. Come back up again. I appreciate
thanks
having you
for-
here.
Thanks for having me. Bye, Faye. Bye, SX.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Fairy.
She
You
was
didn't say
wonderful.
bye to me.
Let's get some W's for Fairy.
Yeah,
She's pretty awesome.
Sure. If you don't have an empirical statistic or an argument as to why all agents should be granted truth tracking to raise a probability of their own proposition, which in the first case would be circular, but even if I grant that, right, would you agree with me if I just deny the partition? I just deny to answer whether it decreases the probability or raises the probability until something external that is true corresponds with that, right? Truth just responding with reality.
I'm not. Why are you talking about truth? I'm talking about evidence.
What is evidence?
That which raises the probability of a hypothesis being true.
Okay, what? No, it's...
Now, wouldn't we grant that with the
okay.
with the
What is the
philosophical
proposition
definition?
in question?
The proposition still
Wait, sorry.
requires independent evidence.
I am God.
No, okay, the proposition is I'm God. You're
Yeah.
saying that the claim and the proposition, sorry, the evidence and the proposition is I am God, correct?
Yeah, I'm saying the proposition I am God, when uttered in the mind or from the mouth of a rational, honest agent, is evidence for that rational, honest agent being God.
Are they necessarily rational and honest?
What are you talking about, bro? I'm obviously
Are
I'm not.
they always
obviously, I'm
rational
not
and honest?
stipulating. Obviously, I'm not stipulating that if somebody says they're
Okay,
God
so
and
you
they're
have
correct,
to do
and that's
not
evidence.
deny the partition that there is an
I'm just
answer
saying
to whether
all
this
else
agent
equal,
is rational and
I'm
truth
saying,
tracking.
I'm saying ceteris paribus. It's evidence.
That it's not evidence.
That's just
it's,
so you're
number
just gonna
one,
beg
it's
the
viciously
question?
circular. Number two, you're special
It's not
pleading
circular.
to this agent being
Not circular.
rational and truth
It's
tracking.
not circular. Explain how it's circular. Go ahead.
Okay, I am God.
Yeah.
The evidence.
Yeah.
I am God. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
But that there you're kind of doing it's like not an on
I am
purpose
God. The
equivocation,
evidence
but
is I am God.
yeah, but
Do you
the
reject this claim?
proposition is different from
Do you reject
being
that
God.
I am God?
Huh?
Do you reject that I am God?
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that you're
But
God.
it's,
Yeah.
but it's a claim, and
Oh,
he's
but
a-
there's evidence there.
Yeah, there is
There
evidence
is no
there.
negation. There is a possibility that's raised, right? So you should have said
Wait,
the claim.
who said there's no negation?
Okay, so
Oh,
let me
wait,
ask.
there is a negation?
I have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
But I'm truth tracking and I'm a rational agent.
I have a clarifying
Yeah, that
question.
just means that when you say you're God, it's evidence for the claim.
So
But that
right
doesn't
here,
mean that-
you're not
Oh my-
saying
no,
you're
it's
not
not.
saying that the claim is necessarily truth tracking. You're saying that it is evidence for a claim to possibly be true.
It's
like if I
the
say
way
I
that
am
you're
God,
using-
that is evidence for me being God. But if someone else
Yes.
provides a demonstration that I'm not God, there is more probability that I am not God because they provided more evidence.
Even if nobody provides any like contrary evidence, it's very unlikely that you're God. I'm not saying it raises
Why?
it like I'm just saying like
So you're just
let's
granting
imagine
evidence.
Let's imagine that evidence is like a number line where 100% means that you're guilty and 0% means you're innocent. I'm saying when you say you're God, if you're charged with the crime of being God, you're 0.0000001% guilty. Like
Sure, I hear you.
It's not very
and
good evidence at
I
all.
respect that assumption of what evidence is, but I don't grant it in my framework because just because I say that a computer was made by a goblin and I provided what I thought was evidence of a goblin existing and creating a computer, if all of the evidence does not lead to a related goblin creating it, then I don't actually have evidence for that goblin. So I don't grant that reasoning
if
for
by
evidence.
that you just mean that the goblin hypothesis is false, that's fine. But you can have evidence for
Right,
false things all
therefore
the
it
time.
wasn't evidence for a goblin.
Right.
So it wasn't evidence. I thought it was evidence, but it wasn't evidence. So that's why I don't
no,
grant that
wait,
evidence
wait.
description.
No,
I
I'm
grant
saying-
evidence
what I'm
is
saying-
facts and information leading to true conclusions. Or if we grant the philosophical definition, that of which raises a probability, that still requires an independent verification and justification through some external evidence of itself. Like I would have to show a goblin still creating a computer for the proposition
Wait, why?
that computers are
But
created
no,
by goblins.
you would have to show a goblin for your claim to be true.
Right, yeah. So I would still have to
you would
provide
have
some
to
sort
have
of
some
evidence.
why do you guys-
internal
You
truth.
guys both keep
Sorry, external truth.
You guys both keep going to truth. I'm not talking about truth.
You just said truth.
The whole thing is about
For the
truth.
claim
Yeah.
to be true.
That's what I'm
or they
saying.
claim to be independently verified.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about
It
truth.
has to
I'm
correspond
talking
with
about
reality.
evidence.
Right.
You can have evidence for things that
I
are false.
hear your semantic on evidence. I don't grant it because of what I just said, because it can be not actual evidence. Just because you think it's evidence for something doesn't make it evidence for something. I do grant, however, that there are different like probabilities. Like if someone tells me, again, the goblin thing, like them saying that could be evidence to them, and there could be some sort of a probability analysis, or not probability, but possibility analysis that it's possible that a goblin exists, and it's possible. And because this person said that there is a goblin, there's some sort of a raising of possibility to some degree, even if it's, micro. There's some sort of a possibility raising, but that doesn't mean that there actually is evidence for the goblin.
Well, even like prima facie, right? Like let's just be pre-theoretic about this. A goblin existing, let's just say that no agent has claimed it at all.
Sure.
Right. Let's just like assume that, propositions exist in some abstract realm or whatever.
Sure.
Okay. There are some propositions, right, that cannot exist. Right.
Okay.
Elaborate.
Well, it's kind of hard to elaborate, but things like contradictions.
Look, this is just so
Hello?
stupid.
Wait,
okay.
SX, hello?
Wait, hello?
Hello?
Sorry.
Hello?
I don't think if you can justify or claim what
Wait,
you are
SX,
saying
hello?
or provide evidence to what you're saying.
Yeah,
Sorry, hello?
you
I
could
didn't
still
realize I was done
propose
speaking.
a
Hello?
contradiction.
I think there's a very big issue with what you're saying, and I want to respond. Dumb fuck. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, what you're saying is completely incoherent as a statement and a question. Could you please tell me why the fuck I would ever want to answer this piece of dog shit? Thank you.
I do think it leads to absurdity.
What do you mean?
Not only is everything you're saying viciously circular, but you're also...
Oh, I thought I was answering your question. Wait, you go on mute now.
I think I'll do what I want to do. Thanks.
Okay, is what you want to do go on mute?
No, I want to fuck you.
Okay.
Is that consent?
Yeah.
So that's evidence to you consenting.
Yeah. That's obvious. Well, yeah isn't really...
Was it a claim that you said okay, or is it evidence that you said okay?
Well, a claim I'm taking to be like propositional.
Okay, so when I come and fuck you, and you say I did something to you in a court of law, I'm going to say this is the evidence that you consented.
Why wouldn't you fuck me and then come? Why would you come and then fuck me? Are you going to...
So I can last longer. So I can last longer.
Okay, yeah, the second one?
Yeah, rub one out, bust one out, last longer.
Jesus.
Yeah,
fuck.
so basically what this all boils down to is that things that are possible are more likely than things that are not possible. We all agree about that, right?
Say it again, I'm sorry. I was reading a comment.
Yeah, things that are possible are more probable than things that are impossible.
What the fuck? Wait, why would you ever... Wait, if something is impossible, it is more possible?
No.
If something is impossible, it's
say
possible.
it one more time, slowly.
Yeah, things that are possible are more likely than things that are impossible, because usually things that are impossible are not.
No fucking shit. Oh my god. Wait, this guy is the
SX,
Aristotelian of our time.
Maybe this is the first
if
time you're having
something is impossible,
this is the first time you're having like a conversation
it is more
when you disagree
possible
with
than
somebody.
something impossible.
But usually what happens when there's a high point of tension, somebody might try and start off with some common ground.
Look, right,
And
I think
then
there's a
for
very
you-
strong
for you to
sexual
say,
tension between us.
"What is this ground?
And I think couples
This is so
therapy would be good
common."
for us.
It's just to
But I
make
think
the
we should
point.
argue about this first. Okay. Look, it just seems to roll off the tongue better when I speak.
Dibs on Cookshare.
Because sorry. Oh.
Well, yeah, because you're the one
compared to what
speaking,
you
so
said.
my tongue's not rolling at all.
Ooh.
Ooh, are you sure? I mean, you're just like
Jesus
flicking the
Christ.
tip
All
of
right,
his-
ladies, let's get back to it. Ladies. God
yeah,
damn.
So
get fucking
rational
taken
agents
down.
tend to form beliefs about things that are possible.
Verbal smut.
Why would I accept that? Can you motivate that?
Wait, do you accept it?
No, I don't. Why would rational
You
agents...
don't accept that rational
why
agents
would I
tend
grant
to...
that...
Sorry,
Why
I'm
would
actually...
I grant that
Bro, I'm
agents
done.
are always
Bro,
rational? Is
Cody,
it necessary that rational
Cody,
agents
baby, please,
are always
can
rational?
Can you please?
I actually didn't hear you, so I'd have to hear you
Okay,
again.
here's what I said. It's the case that on average, rational, honest agents tend to form beliefs about things that are possible.
Sure.
Wait, SX, do you agree?
No, I disagree. Where are you
Cody,
getting
why
that
do you think your friend's
possibility
so
from?
stupid?
Why do you
Wait,
disagree with that?
just motivate that. Yeah, the reason I reject this, right, is just that there is no motivation involved. So he's already putting in there slyly, right, like a little bitch, which is begging the question that they are rational agents, right, and that they are truth tracking.
Bro doesn't
and
know the
because
difference
they are that,
between.
there is a higher
Can I-
possibility that they
I'm
form beliefs
stipulating it,
because
dumb
they are
fuck.
that.
Can I try and
But
steal
I
man?
disagree that all agents are rational agents and all agents are truth tracking. How would you ever know that an agent is rational and truth tracking most cases? Do you know that I mostly tell the truth or that I mostly tell lies?
You never lie to me, baby girl.
Wait, is this the riddle?
No, I'm asking you a genuine question. Do you know
okay,
if I tell
can I
truth
rephrase
more
your question, see
and
if I got
I'm
it
more
right?
rational
Yeah, let's hear
than
Steel
not?
Man.
Okay. You're saying there are two doors. One of them leads to heaven. One of them leads to hell. In front of the doors, there are two guards. One of them only lies.
Sorry, I
one of
don't
them
think
only
you're.
tells the
This
truth.
is answering my question.
Wait, one of them.
I
The
think
horse's
this is
name was
saying something
Friday.
else.
I kind of feel like
So,
you're.
do you want to answer my question instead of dodge?
Yeah, I would motivate this view that I have if I didn't think that you already accepted it and were just lying right now.
Okay. Wait. So you're making the claim that I am lying?
I have a real
Is there
life.
evidence for this claim?
Yeah,
What is the evidence?
I'm a rational agent, and I sincerely am pronouncing that I
Okay.
think you're lying.
Yeah, oh
I'm
my
gonna
god!
give-
See how this is viciously circular.
Yeah, let me
See how this is viciously
I
circular.
want to give a real life, like what I do type of thing to see if you would agree that it's true. And well, you're not talking about truth, you're talking about evidence, which I grant.
Yes.
I do grant some respect to his definition of evidence. I just don't grant his definition of evidence for my
And can
definition.
I just say that I really appreciate that you were talking about truth and corrected it. I really appreciate that.
It's very difficult with what we're talking about. So, okay.
That just makes it all
So
more
you're not
special to me that you
necessarily-
did
Wait,
it.
the claim of wait, Mitch. The claim of X is the evidence for X. Right here,
No,
you
yes.
agree
The claim
that
of X
the
isn't
claim
X.
is
X and
is
the
evidence
claim of
for
X are two different things, dumb
so
fuck.
he's not saying that the claim is true. He's just saying that the claim would be a probability riser for something.
For the
Yeah.
probability, for the actual proposition.
Right. But
Yes.
he's not talking about true or false, which makes me kind of a little bit annoyed
Okay, the
because
definition of
I
evidence.
only care about what is true.
Point at the table. That table exists.
Why
Okay,
would I
that table
accept
is different from the
this
propositional content that table exists. Right? Otherwise, wood would be coming out of your mouth, like it was last night when I was done with you.
So here's where I think we're gonna have to end this.
Wait, was that the word?
I respect the definition of evidence that you're using, but I don't grant it for my truth tracking. Is that fair to say? So I don't grant that that is evidence for a god because I don't grant that definition of evidence. When I think of evidence, I think of it. I would see a causal relation between the what was I saying? Goblin creating the computer as evidence that the computer was created by the goblin, right? There is some sort of a probability by me stating that this goblin exists based in possibility and not knowing what we don't know, right? So me saying that I have seen this, there's some sort of, to some degree, probability rising, we could argue, existing there, but that doesn't make that
And
true,
then-
so I don't care about that kind of quote-unquote evidence. I don't grant that as evidence.
Okay, you can have the last word after this, and then we can be done. But what I would want to say to that, and just to wrap it up, is that I think that a downside of that is that there are probably things that, upon reflection, you would say that you have evidence for, and that you do believe that under this strict of a criteria, you would have to abandon that.
Yes.
And I would say that,
And I do,
I would say
daily.
I would say that in like an epistemic kind of way, evidence should come cheap. You shouldn't have to work very, very, very hard to establish very simple truths.
Well, that's why I grant PC.
And that's it.
So, like, in my phenomenal conservatism, if I do something and learn something to some degree and believe that to be true, I'm going to grant that as evidence for its truth.
That's
but
actually
if
kind of a very good metaphor. Yeah, this is kind of like PC, but for propositions. you know?
Yeah. I use it for
Yeah.
everything. Like the other day, I was talking to someone about some historical figure. I can't remember who it was. And I was like, yeah, they existed. I know this because of this archaeological evidence. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll go look at it again. And I go and look at it again. I'm like, oh, I was actually incorrect in that thinking. I no longer believe that this widely accepted to exist historical person existed anymore.
Yeah, but you were justified, right?
I was.
You had no defeater.
I was justified in what I believed was evidence, only to find out that I
know.
didn't have evidence. So then I dropped my
Cody,
belief.
I think the question in question here is, do you accept claims to be evidence?
No.
He already said no,
Okay,
dumb fuck.
wonderful.
Well, are you not
Now,
listening?
You cannot be calling me a dumb fuck when you cannot motivate something viciously circular.
Bro,
Now,
earlier
very
you
quickly,
said-
what I will
earlier you
say,
said-
there
earlier
are
you
two
said
different.
false things aren't true.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was done speaking.
The problem
Sorry,
is
I'm just gonna
these are
overtalk you.
two different
Yeah, you were done
categories,
speaking.
because
What I wanna-
me and SX are talking from one category of evidence and you're talking from another category of evidence, and then you're trying to
I know.
say,
I wish that
No,
you guys
even
wouldn't have
if I
been-
grant, I
I
grant
also
his
wish that you guys
definition
wouldn't have been
of
equivocating this whole
evidence.
time, but we can't always get what we want. You know, it's fine. It's fine.
Just for yeah, we're not gonna get where.
no,
we're
I,
not gonna
I
get where you
don't
want
grant
because it's
to right
literally
here's
impossible.
definition
Just-
at all. I respect the definition because I know a lot of people use it, but I
No,
don't grant
his
it as
definition
evidence.
is something that raises the probability of a hypothesis, right? Or a
Yeah, and
proposition.
I grant
if
that.
you knew Cody at all, you know he hates
Yeah.
that definition of
But
evidence.
I
just
do.
very
I
quickly,
really do.
just very quickly, there are things that are called internal claims and external claims. I can make a claim saying,
Wait, I'm not listening.
a
I told
tree
Cody he could have the last
exists
word. I'm gonna
because
leave.
we
I'm
can
not listening to this guy.
observe them
Bye, Cody. Love
and
you.
they can be planted, right? An internal claim could be a baseless claim without any justification embedded into it, right? Which would just be something standalone, like trees exist, right? Does
No,
that
I
actually
agree with
raise
you
the probability of
wholeheartedly. I was
something?
just
It
trying to
doesn't.
grant his perspective and try to, as much as possible, have like an honest.
It's
Because
just
like
fucking
I see his perspective.
SXV. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Flo, you're over the age of 18.
Yeah.
Your Philbro community. Do you want to argue for a generic god or?
No.
Okay, you're just here to.
I'm an atheist. I just believe in God.
I'm sorry.
Atheist, I believe in God.
Okay. That's fucking funny. as
Fucking
shit,
what?
dude, like-
Do
Say
you
that
agree that
again.
atheism? You guys agree that atheism is the disbelief in God's existence?
No,
the rejection
don't?
of
What
the
is
proposition.
atheism?
Oh, sure.
without belief in God or gods.
A negation
Yeah, I would
or
deny that.
the lack of a belief.
You deny that? What does A mean?
I think atheism is the absence of God's existence. I think theism is the
No,
invocation of
I
God's
mean
existence.
you can
What the
have an
fuck?
atheist that does have a like. I am a Gnostic
Yeah,
atheist. I do
that's why I'm
believe
an
that there
atheist.
is no such thing as a God.
No, I believe that there is a God while being an atheist because I think atheism is the lack of belief. I mean, it's the lack of belief in God's existence.
So you don't believe in a God, but you believe in a God. That's a contradiction. Therefore, you
No,
can't.
that's
be
not a
both.
contradiction. That's not a P and
No,
P. Actually,
in accordance to
explain.
his definition of atheism, that's not necessarily a contradiction.
Exactly. I'm an
Your
atheist that
definition-
believes in God
Wait,
because I
what
don't
was your
believe.
definition of atheism?
Wait, what was
again?
your definition
It's
of
the
atheism?
disbelief in God's existence. I don't believe God to be
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for which exists.
So theism is the like not the affirmation, but he's saying theism is the existence of God, and then atheism is the disbelief in God. So he's basically saying a God exists, but he just doesn't believe in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not what you're saying.
Oh,
Oh,
what
so
do you-
then it is.
try
a
it again.
contradict- Wait,
no,
what's
no,
the
it's not.
definition
It's
of
not
theism?
because you got to remember what existence is. So non-existence is not nothing. You guys got to remember that. So I believe God to be that for which does not exist.
Does
Okay?
non-existence exist?
No.
Wait,
No,
pause,
not
pause,
at all.
pause,
Okay,
pause.
so non-existence
Wait,
is
I
nothing.
want
Thank
to
you.
I want
No,
to try
that's
and
not
understand
true.
what he's saying. I want to try and understand what he's saying. Say the non-existent thing again. God
Okay,
is
God is that for which does not exist, or He is not that for which exists. Because it's like a Buddhist philosophy. It's beyond
Okay, so then
existence and
God doesn't
non-existence.
exist.
It's beyond. No. We can go like prior
Okay.
to
So it-
existence and non-existence.
So would that be like a? I'm trying to think of how I could put this into like fucking English language.
It's a fucking negation.
No, I don't think he's trying to negate it. Let me try
Yeah.
and steelman it to the best of my ability to what I think you're trying to
Because
say.
I'm a Delusian.
It sounds
It
like
makes
you're
more
trying
sense
to
fist
say
yourself with sandpaper.
not that nothing. You're not saying nothingness. You're saying that this thing exists.
No.
Okay, could you just like provide a syllogism for this?
No. Hold on. Just
No?
listen to me. No, because I don't even hold to that theory of argumentation. Hold on. Like I was trying to say, just listen to me. Do you agree that there is existence? ABC,
Yes.
yes, right? Okay, beautiful. Now, usually Aquanian and most other traditional philosophers would say non-existence is nothing. Maybe a Meinongian would try to say that non-existence is not nothing, though, because Meinongians hold to non-existential.
It depends on the definition
properties.
of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. It depends, but I would tell you that
Is it a
there's
lack
not
of
an
subject or a
absolute
lack of
nothingness.
properties?
No. Nothingness is is supposed to be the lack of all that for which is a thing.
Lack of all that for which is a thing. So a
Yes.
thing does exist.
No, all that for which is a thing. So
So it's
nothingness is supposed to be
Could abstract thoughts
It's
be
defined
in
by
this
substance.
definition?
abstract thoughts
Yeah.
of existence.
Just thinking, could that be a non-existent existence?
It's not a non-existent existence, but it just
Non-existent
depends.
It's a
Depending on your
non-existent
meta,
thing.
yeah, depending on your meta-ontology view, you can agree
So
to that. Yeah.
could I say that this is like you're just trying to put a definition onto abstracts being existence to some degree?
No.
I'm trying to. It's so hard. Jesus, fuck me.
I know. It is complex because it's like continental philosophy. This is why the other guy's not
Okay.
understanding, because he's like so analytical
So-
philosophy engineer.
so
So that's why
what's-
he's thinking I'm doing like the formal logic, and I'm
Are
taking,
you
like,
separating
like the classical and
non-existence
non-classical.
Speaking on
from
formal
nothing?
logic, just
No,
the
you're thinking I'm
definitions
taking
that
either a
you're giving
formal
is
logic,
just
classical logic, or non-classical logic.
No,
I mean,
I was asking you to put it into a syllogism, right? Just to give us a rundown
No,
of
you can't
your
put
definitions
my
and how it
view. You can't
follows.
put my view in a syllogism. I'm a
What's
delusion.
the
Why can't
okay,
it be?
Deny
so
the formalism.
what's the conclusion of your
It's not
argument?
It's not even an argument.
what are
I'm
we
trying to
getting
tell you
at
my
here?
position.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to comprehend
It's a
it.
position.
so
I'm
I'm
trying
not
to tell you
comprehending.
guys. It's not an argument.
I'm not following. I'm trying to follow.
Okay, well we
I
asked
want
you
the
for
other
an
guy to
argument.
follow me, but I want you to stop for a second. Okay. Now, most people, I'm just saying, okay, I'm going to use this as an example. Just bear with me. Can we agree, just for right now, you don't have to agree with this in general. For right now, fictional entities are non-existent. Yes or no?
Say that again.
Just for the sake of my analogy, can we agree that can we make an assumption that fictional entities are non-existent?
Fictional entities are non-existent. Okay, yeah.
Okay, just for the sake of this, okay? Just for the sake of this analogy. Do you agree that now the fictional entities that we see, like Mickey Mouse, are nothing? Yes or no?
No, I see what you're saying. You're
Exactly.
differentiating. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be non-existent, but not nothing.
Okay,
That's
so
what I was
Harry
trying to tell
Potter is non-existent, but it's
but
still
he's
something.
not nothing. Exactly. He is still something. So
Okay.
something subsumes both existence and non-existence. You can say something is existent, or you can also say something is non-existent. Harry Potter is non-existent. Donald Trump is existent. So there is different existential determinations. That's what I was telling you. You
Sure.
agree?
Okay, so God is a non-existent, but you still believe in it.
Yeah, I believe in God. I just don't believe God to exist, because I
Okay.
take existence to be
Sure.
an existential determination.
Kind of like you can believe in Harry Potter even if it doesn't exist. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
You can believe Harry Potter can cast a spell, but not believe Harry Potter to exist. Exactly.
Got you. Okay. Where are we going from here?
Yeah, so that's my point. So I believe so that's why I was trying to explain to you. So now that we understand that you can have a God that is non-existent, but is but you can believe
Something.
in one. Now, yeah, you can believe in one. I would say God is this force. This whatchamacallit? This primary productive force, to be more exact. He produces everything but is not a thing.
I could argue. I want to argue that that's a category error, though, because like if we're talking about Harry Potter, I can't implement Harry Potter into our actual world because he doesn't exist in our actual world. He's only in
I'm
a
not saying he's
fictional.
in the actual.
But God, you're saying that God, all things exist because of God, but all things is in regards to our actual world. God is in regards to this non-existent thing. So that would be a category
God
error.
is not a thing. God is not a thing. But he is non-existent, but he's not a thing.
Right.
That's what
And,
I'm
and
saying.
just very quickly to clarify, what's your definition of existence?
Oh, existence, that's just going to be an actual configuration of differentiations.
Okay, sure.
That's
So
metaphysical.
when you say non-existence, it doesn't actually exist, right?
I have to grant this as a
non-ex-
category error. Can you see why I'm saying that though?
No. I don't think it's a category error, because you're already confused. You said God is a non-existential thing. He's not a thing.
Well,
He's a primary productive
That's
force.
the only way I can like use in the English language.
He's a
So like
primary
Harry
productive
Potter
force.
is a thing, be it a thought, be it an abstract, be it a story, be it a fictional character, but he doesn't exist.
No, that's under that. That's under no. Okay. Let me get back to what I was trying to say. I'm not taking that view of non-existent entities. I was just trying to illustrate that one can try to take a view upon non-existent entities and
Sure,
still
yeah.
believe in those
No,
non-existent entities.
I
But I'm
can
not taking
comprehend
that to
that.
be non-existence, truly. I was just trying
I'm
to tell
comprehending.
you how there's one way, okay? Now, how I'm taking, I believe both non-existent and the existent to be within the actual. I don't take, I think that God is beyond both existence and non-existence.
Now, can't I bring this
No, I don't
back
need
to
help.
Harry Potter though?
Actually, you can bring up terrorists if you want. You can come up, but
Who?
I don't think these guys are understanding. But I only used Harry Potter to illustrate that it's not a contradiction when you generate a non-existent being that you agree.
Well,
you
we're not
believe in.
saying Harry
But now,
Potter exists in our actual world.
no, I'm saying that no, you wouldn't say it exists in the actual world. You say it's non-existent in the actual world because non-existent is an existential determination upon
So
something.
where does it exist conceptually?
No,
It's a conceptual existence.
it's not existent, yo.
But it
Yo,
does. Like, it exists in our thoughts. It exists in our minds.
How
No,
do you
it's
know
not that
if
it
it's God?
exists in the thought or exists in the mind. It's actual ontological. Look, its ontological determination is non-existent. I'm pretty sure you guys would have to agree.
Yeah.
So given that its ontological determination is non-existent, it is in the world. You're thinking what is in the world has to only have existential determination.
Well, I agree that
is
the
your-
book is in our world, but the person
to be
is not.
concrete.
It's just a story, right? Like, the book exists. We can touch it, we can feel it, we can read it. The world of Hogwarts, the world of Harry Potter does not exist. It also is not real. It's not true. The book is real. It's not a true book, but it is real and it does exist.
Look, well, I think I kind of get what he's trying to say. The main issue I have with this is it still exists in some kind of mode of existence.
I agree with that.
Like it's fictional, right?
Existent
But
and
it's
abstract.
conceptual. We know of Harry Potter. If something is non-existent, there is no existence to conceive
I'm
of,
back.
right?
I'm back. Holy, my Wi-Fi went out. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
What did you say?
Yeah, restate that at SX.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, right. I just don't grant that it's non-existent because it exists in some kind of mode of existence, whether that
I never
be
said.
conceptual,
Well, I never
abstract,
tried. No. I was trying to
you
show
know,
you how
you know of this conception of God, correct?
I think God. No, I think God is prior to both existence and non-existence. But I was trying to show you how you can say that God is not that for which
and
exists.
non-existence.
Yeah,
That's just completely incoherent.
No, it's not. I was just trying to show you how you can say that there is. You can't have a God that doesn't exist, but also believe in Him. Now, I believe
So
existence
something
and reality to be
existed before a non-existence.
something. Oh, I'm not even
In what
describing
mode?
something. I'm not even describing something.
Yeah,
'cause
God exists.
I'm not even
before an
describing something. It's prior. Hold on. Just listen. What I'm trying to say is this. Do you agree that actually something is going to be prior to both being and non-being in the transcendental sense, the logical sense? Because when you think about it, before you say this is existence, there must be a something. You agree?
Before existence, there must be something. I didn't grant that
In the logically
non-existence
prior
exists.
sense, before you say X exists, there has to be an X before there is an existence predication.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's logical.
Yeah, there has to be an existence.
Yeah,
a
no, there
necessary
has to be an
existence.
X, so you can give the
Yeah, there
existential
has to
determination.
be a necessary existence. Non-existence
not
cannot
necessary.
exist.
Well, he's saying X is existence. Like, things have to exist for something to exist.
Wait, X is exist. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Hold on.
X
No.
is
Before you say before you say Donald Trump exists, there has to be a Donald Trump before there is an existence.
Well, there just has to be matter.
Donald Trump
Existential
is
predication.
existing. What is the existence in
just
question?
because he is existing, that does not mean that there is not something before.
What is Donald
there
Trump
is
in
going
this
to-
case if Donald Trump doesn't
Oh my God,
exist?
these guys are cooked. Like, this is Aliquid 101. Hold on,
Bro,
let
what
me
the
explain
fuck
this.
are you-
Quid
Existence,
equals
big
something.
boy.
It is the conditions of intelligibility. Look in the chat. There's this concept in philosophy called aliquid, correcto? Now, understanding that aliquid is something, it is the preconditions of intelligibility. Before you can add the existential determination that this thing exists, there has to be something. I'm telling you, existence and non-existence are just different determinations.
relating God
of a
to it?
Something. I'm trying to show how God is prior to both and produces both. But I was trying to show you how there is but I'm trying to show you that there can be something which is prior to both being and non-being logically.
I subscribe that to be energy. Donald
Yo,
Trump's
yo.
because of matter.
Wait, before you have an
I agree-
energy
wait,
existing, that energy is something.
Well, necessary
correct?
is
Wait,
necessary.
just
but
very quickly, I
energy
just
is
looked up the
necessary.
definition and the description of aliquid.
Oh.
I agree with Flo. The difference is aliquid is an existence of something within the explanation.
No,
it is
it's not.
distinct
Aliquid
from the
translates
thing in
into
question.
something.
It is distinct from the thing, from the something in
Aliquid
question.
doesn't have to
But
be
it is
What?
existent
But we can
prior
point to the something.
the subject of something.
That is just
It
not
is the
true.
preconditioning existence.
No, it is the preconditions for intelligibility. It is not the preconditioning existence. This is the Stoics.
It is the
went into-
precondition for being.
No, the Stoics went into this. Literally, it is the preconditions for intelligibility. Before, no, that's why it subsumes.
Why
both
would I
being,
accept this?
it subsumes
Here, let me
being
try
and
this.
non-being.
I do need
Before-
to.
Why would I accept this?
I need to end stream in the next 5-10 minutes. So if we could try and come to some conclusion here. So
Okay.
something exists in some form. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Do you guys agree that existence and non-existence are existential determinations?
You're gonna hate our next answer.
I probably am. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
No, so you don't believe that they are existential determinations. Okay. I believe
I don't know.
when you are making a statement that X exists, you are now making a predication upon an X such that you give it the status of existing.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you would have to even agree with that. Yes
Sure.
or no?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, then you would just agree that's an existential Yo, I'm getting rage bait.
It's just
I'm
necessary.
getting rage bait.
Wait, I said I don't know to the first one. The second one I'm saying I can agree to.
Yeah. When you're making a statement or a formula, you're putting existence in equality under what you're saying it's a determination of something.
Sure.
So then it's an existential determination.
Okay,
To say
sure.
X exists or X does
Wait,
not
could you
exist.
just
is an
define
existential
existential determination real quick?
I've explained. Yeah, I can. It is to give the predication of existence or non-existence upon an entity or upon something.
Upon an entity?
Well, let me
upon
say something.
something.
Let me say something to be more exact.
What if I pointed to something just being existence in totality, energy, matter?
There
Are you trying to ask
doesn't
if
have to
there
be a
is
being.
an existence upon
Potential.
existence has existence exist?
Well, you seem to, correct me if I'm wrong, you're seeming to say that all of matter, all of energy, all of potential exists because of some prior potential.
No, that's not even all I'm saying right there. But look, hold on. This is what I'm trying to say. You agree that there is a something before you can say energy. There is that is something. Energy is something.
Energy is something, yes.
Okay, then something is prior to energy. Something is prior to existence.
The
Why would I
energy
assume
is
that?
the something.
Yeah,
what
well,
the fuck
that's
are
what
you
I'm trying to
talking
say.
about?
I
That
agree.
is-
But guess what else is something? You are
Wait,
something. I am something.
So
There's
energy
something-
is
Right.
before
it is
energy.
all it is all something. That's
What
my
is
point.
something in question?
Before you can say, hold on.
What
before
is
you can even-
something in question?
In this
I'm
case,
trying
the
to- it's
something would be
prior-
the energy.
It's the prior
Yeah,
conditions
so
of
energy is
intelligibility.
before energy. What
It
a
is
nothing
the prior
burger.
conditions of
Like,
intelligibility. Hold on.
What is
This is crazy.
prior? What is
It is
prior
the-
to energy?
I just told you logically prior speaking. I was saying before you can
Well,
even say before
logic
you can talk
exists
about
because of brains.
before you can talk about energy, that there has to be a something.
Yeah,
You
our
agree?
brain.
No, not even
Yeah,
just the
that would
brain.
be energy,
No.
big dog. That would be energy, big dog.
No, something
Well,
subsumes that as well.
Energy is
Something
a
can-
fundamental property of all
something
things.
can be a brain. Something can be a brain,
If all
but something can
things
also
are
be
something, then energy
something
would
can
be
be a
that
brain.
something.
Something can be an energy. Something
And
can
if
be hold on.
something
Something
is
can be a
energy,
Flow, there's
and
no
energy
prior.
is the
No.
next step, energy is something before energy,
These
which
guys-
is incoherent.
These guys are cooked. You guys are cooked.
I'm
Hold on.
probably cooked, but you seem to be trying to state that there is some form or some mode of an existence prior
No,
to
this is just like a
energy.
fucking stupid take. I don't even know
But
how
to
I would assess this
exist,
one.
you have to be something. By the
Energy.
way, JC O'Neil. Okay,
Energy.
and then
What is something?
When yo, hold on. Do you believe before you even say or make the strings of symbols which spell out energy, there had to be the actual something or these something?
What is
That-
something?
That was formed by energy. The something is energy.
No, wait,
The something
Cody,
is formed by
Cody, wait,
energy, so
Cody,
it's
wait.
okay. So
What
energy
is
is prior to
something?
something.
What is something?
I've been told you. It was the prior conditions of intelligibility. I've been told you this.
The prior conditions of intelligibility would be energy.
Yeah, that would
What
be the
are
prior.
the prior conditions to energy?
No, we would not. No, we would not. Before
Wait,
you
what
even
is the something
when
of the something?
when you hold on, it's not a something of a something. Hold on, listen. What I was trying to tell you is this. The main point is this. All I was trying to tell you was before
Look, what
you
is the
even
prior
speak about
conditions
energy,
to
before you speak
intelligibility
about energy,
to energy?
there had to be. Hold on, you listen. How do you intelligibly say energy without a something?
Yo,
what
this guy
is-
cannot
Okay.
describe
Energy is
what
the
is
cause.
You're
the
cooked.
precondition to the precondition.
You're
My
cooked. You're cooked.
brother, my
You're cooked.
brain and capability of intelligent thought is due to energy. Energy is not due to something prior to energy.
No. You're not understanding. I'm trying to go prior to all of that. Before you can even have an energy, there had to be something.
No.
What do you mean no?
No, I don't grant
So
that.
energy is not. Hold on. So for you to say energy does such, energy is
What
not
is
something.
prior to potential,
Is
dude?
energy not a something?
Cody, just please search up a liquid philosophical definition, please.
Liquid?
A liquid.
A
I'll
liquid?
type it out.
Yeah.
A liquid. Or a liquid, whatever.
Aliquid.
Like Ali quid.
Aliquid definition?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a substance that flows freely. Oh, that went to liquid. This is gonna be philosophy.
Aliquid by Stoics. Say aliquid by Stoics. For any B cannot be asked, said, or thought about without something. Without it being something.
What is something? Oh my god.
Yo,
you said
everybody,
the
I'm gonna say this
prior
one last
to
time.
intelligibility.
It
Look,
is the
I
prior
remember your
conditions of
definition. I'm
prior
saying, what is that
conditions.
something? Yeah, what is
I
that
told
prior?
you, prior
What is that
conditions
prior?
of intelligibility.
Yeah, what
It
is that
the
prior
very
condition?
hold on, I told you. Something
Do you know what the prior condition
the
is?
prior conditions of intelligibility.
Can you
Before
describe
say
and
it
explain and
is-
define
hold on,
what the
before
prior
you
condition
say
is?
It is before you say it is energy.
Is it
There
brute?
had to be
Is it
something.
brute? Is the
Oh
something
my god,
brute?
it is not
Oh,
brute. It is
you're
not
stating
brute. It is not
some.
brute.
It's not brute,
No,
so
no, no,
you
no,
can
no. He's
explain
saying
it.
something is the brute thing. That's what he's saying. So the something exists
Yeah,
as is
what
the
is-
something. No,
so
no, no.
he
The
can't
something
explain
is
the
the thing.
something.
No, no, no. The aliquid equaling something is what he's saying. So the something is the thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, he is
Did
saying
he
that
leave?
energy has a something, right?
No, okay.
aliquid.
Stop. I'm not
And
saying
what would
has.
be
I'm
that
not making
prior?
a possessive term. What are you talking about?
God.
I never use possessive.
Flo, I'm trying to steel man you. Are you saying that the aliquid, which is the something, is the prior? The something is the thing. The thing is the something.
Yo, can we get pensive up in
The
here,
aliquid
please? Thank you.
is the prior. The aliquid is the prior.
Aliquid is the prior. Yes, so it is prior. Before you say it is X,
So are you
there
just
has to be something.
Sure.
Before you say it is X.
So what if this is going to be a steel man in an assumption with that meaning. So basically you're saying that like space, the possibility of this aliquid is this something
I wouldn't even
that
say
is
possibility.
allowing or the possibility or the potential of all, like it is
It
the
is-
original prior for energy to exist in.
Before you have energy and all that, there
Okay,
had to be
I see what you're
something,
saying.
yeah.
I see what you're saying. That's really cool. I like that thought. That's really cool.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yes.
That's really cool. I wouldn't
That's
consider.
why I was getting
so
rage baited,
kind
bro.
of. So it seems to be that your quote unquote God is very close to just Spinoza's God.
Yeah, I hold to a Spinoza.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's really cool. I like that argument. That's really dope. You said aliquid by the Stoics.
Yeah, yes.
That's
yes,
cool as
Aliquid
fuck.
by the Stoic.
I like that. I'm gonna have to
Yes.
read about that. That's really dope. That took me way too fucking long to comprehend.
I don't think SX understands it. That's why
Yeah,
I'm saying.
no, because it's just a nothing burger when it
Oh,
comes to
no,
an
no, no. I
explanation.
think
Why
it makes
would I ever
perfect
accept
sense.
something that with that kind of brute, right? It just doesn't even have an external
Well, okay, so
account for what
SX,
it
let
is.
me try and
You just say something. It's so bleak.
he's not like actually saying something. So like let me try and say it like this way with Spinoza's argument. So nothingness can't exist, right? It has no attributes. Something had to have
I don't know
therefore
about
always
nothingness.
existed, right? So he's saying that the something for energy to exist in, the something for space to be able to come from or be in, would be this thing that they call aliquid or somethingness. It's somethingness,
Wait, just
as
very
in like the
quickly, what do you mean
substance.
nothing can't exist?
Like
Are we
literally like
describing nothing
nothingness.
as non-existence?
Yeah, like nothingness itself, like when you're thinking like a void,
Yeah,
which
this is
like
just
nothing at
this
all.
is straight up Spinoza's argument with more
Wait, just very
explanation.
quick. Existence has to exist, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the something.
Therefore,
correct?
yeah. So yeah, he's basically
It's just
somethingness is
existence.
existence. Yeah, basically.
What the fuck are we talking
But
about?
can you guys search up this thing I'm about to say in the chat?
It's just
reification.
It's
sure.
just existence.
Like you guys can put it. Everybody.
Yeah,
here
no, I
who
grant
thinks I'm
that.
just- everybody here who thinks I'm just jargoning or just saying stuff that's like illogical.
So no.
Type this into any chat GPT and you're gonna understand what I'm
ChatGPT,
talking
that's
about.
bad. No,
promise you.
I hear you, but
have to
I
tell
think that me and SX have like a easier to digest response, which would be existence is the brute thing. You're calling existence the something.
Something. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Something-
existence. Existence
something-
itself.
It's just existence.
It's just brute existence because nothingness can't obtain nothingness
you
can't have
understood me.
attributes. No, I understand the something for existence to exist in, and or so it's basically just like a more in-depth way or more trying to be explanatory power way to explain
Look,
existence.
just send it. I'll type it into ChatGPT and then
I know
I'll come back to
ChatGPT
you.
is not a source, and I know it's bad, and it's like
No,
I
it's
don't-
fine. It's fine. I
mentally
don't care.
challenged. I only said that because like people just don't understand my explanations.
Look,
But, like,
Flo,
I was
what should I
That's fair.
type into ChatGPT?
That's fair. Well, I think that's a really cool thought.
Ali, I want you to put this in the chat. Let me look in the chat. I'm about to put it.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and do that, and then but I do have to get going. I do like that thought process. If you want to DM me some information on that, I'm happy to read the Stoics on that. I think that's really interesting.
Yes.
I definitely I kind of hold to that. I mean, I hold to Spinoza's God as well, so
Yeah, in that sense, you could be an atheist and believe in God, but it's not going to be. Yeah. that's-
well, for sure. Like if we're using like a Spinozan explanation for God, yeah, like I wouldn't consider like the definition of God being an all-powerful creator of the universe to exist unless we adhere to the universe's existence as that of God. Like that I can grant. Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Look, it seems to be a coherent view if you just say, "Hey, the something is existence."
Well, he's saying something prior technically. Like technically it's prior to
So something prior to existence itself.
it's like the
Yeah, I
potential
would
to
never
allow.
grab
It's like
that.
it's like the best way I can think of it and comprehend it is like the space to allow for the existence to exist, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The space to allow would be an existence
Can you say
of some sort.
something?
Yeah, which would be the space of something, i.e. aliquid.
Yeah, which is existence.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm also trying to comprehend his argument as well. I think that's
Wait.
really cool.
Yeah, I know. It would just be.
I know
much
you have to
easier
go, so let me
say-
state this last thing.
Sure.
Do you guys agree that I can make the following statements? Something that exists, something that does not exist. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Can I make those statements? Okay, I can make those statements. So you put something at the very beginning of that statement, correct?
Yeah.
Given that you agree with that, there has to be a something which shows existence or non-existence
To have an
predicate
attribute.
can even exactly. So
There you
there's
go.
something prior. That's what
That
I'm
makes
telling you.
sense. Yeah, that you just gave a attribute obtaining or possibly obtaining substance to a non-substance. That's actually really cool.
That's the best way you can understand it. Yeah,
That's dope
that's
as
what I'm
fuck.
saying.
But all right, well, I gotta run it. I appreciate you guys being up here. DM me that. That was pretty dope. I'll DM you about that. That's interesting.
Oh wait, let me add you actually.
Yeah.
Let me follow you. I followed you.
And just don't forget, I'm the #1 low tier on TikTok and YouTube, and I'm a Reddit
No, you're
atheist.
good, man. You understood this more.
No,
than
I'm the
after
#1 Reddit atheist pathetic low tier that exists.
Okay, bro.
All right, I appreciate you
Yeah, I
being up here,
followed you.
Flo. I'll hit you up on that. Shoot me a DM on that.
I'm actually. Hey, do you have any cord? Because I'm actually kind of.
I do. It's on my YouTube. Guys can shoot you a link, or I can shoot you a link a little bit later. I gotta head out and work though.
All right, bet. Got you.
All right, adios, brother.
All right, bet. See you, Cody.
Adios, SX. I appreciate you being here, brother.
I got you, bro. In a bit.
Deuces TikTok. That was pretty fun, guys. Look at me working on my what do you call it? The reasoning, the talking. What is it called? Can't remember what it's called. Allowing them to asking questions and trying to actually see their perspective. I think I did pretty good there. Appreciate you mods. Fucking went ham today holding that spammer in check. You guys are absolute legends for that. I was not capable of keeping him in check. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.